qualify for the playoffs, and then you're playing in front of a home crowd. We've seen a lot of teams over the years, a lot of the top teams and players in the year struggle with that kind of mentality coming into a game in front of their home audience. So paiN's going to try and bring it forward on this pistol round. Out of position for the moment. They'll have to retake, and that's a nice start. One tap from Lux, but traded afterwards.
Yeah, good shot from Lux. paiN able to make sure that it's traded back quite quickly. So FaZe Clan get a bomb planted. And they've got a decent post plant to deal with this. paiN looking for the short offensive. There's also a flank coming in, but it doesn't look like it's going to be required. Clean from FaZe. 3 players stay up, and they've got themselves the first round of the game.
Yeah, just so many perfect crossfires set up in the post plant for FaZe. They get started at 1-0. Very good job on the pistol round. Nice and simple.
Super interesting to hear the content piece that, or rather watch the content piece that we had before this about Snow. Obviously, Fallen talking about Snow as a new prospect, a new player coming into the Brazilian scene. And you think back all those years ago when Brazil were coming on to the international stage, the likes of Fallen, bringing those players out through the Gamers Academy. It's so crazy to see how many generations we've gone through already.
Yeah, it has been, and a lot of turnover, and I think the Brazilian scene has needed that. It feels like these last few years have been really kind of the going away from recycling the sort of, you know, luminosity, the SK guys, the old guard of the Brazilian Counter-Strike, and shuffling a couple of them into rosters. Now it's about the young Brazilian teams coming up, and if they can repeat the success that their predecessors had. And Snow's obviously a big piece of that. We can get more on that a little bit later when we get into a save round. For now, paiN is going to lead the way out long. One more close up. Big Uzera shuts him down. AK hits the deck, and FaZe is committed.
Good opening kill from Big Uzera, but will it lead to much?
They need to get aggressive here. There's a player wrapping in the A bomb site. They need to actually move forward on this defensive side because Kerrigan's just ruined their day.
Yeah, there's another player in from short. Rops with him, and it all falls apart. So paiN get the initial kill, but couldn't quite make the most of it. They had too many gaps elsewhere. And now Snow left at the double doors in mid. Can't do much about the outcome of this, and FaZe up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, that just had to be paiN. Just they didn't have the realization. When you have your three A players all focused on towards long A, and that sort of gets stalled out, you have a player behind blue box in like a very, very precarious position, and you have to get aggressive on that. There's a timing coming up catwalk where you have to know it's going to be tested, and paiN never caught guard of it. And Kerrigan's able to be their undoing at range with a MAC-10. Let's talk a little bit about Snow, Dinko, because he's an interesting person to think about.
He's just a force of nature, isn't he? His screams, his yells, his passion.
Even his whole career has been pretty crazy. I mean, he's been like the most sought-after Brazilian prospect in recent years. Initially kind of breaking out in 2020, streaming some of his games and some of his pugs. That caught the eye of a team, I believe, Boom, when he was 13 years old, signed him to like a temporary, I think a single event contract.
Damn.
3 years later, he's picked up at the age of 15 by Case. Full-time contract signed because it's just so promising and things are looking good. And then obviously, earlier in this year, if you think back to it, pursued by a Brazilian team Wildcard, and then paiN just said, we actually need to see if we can just grab this guy. They actually kind of snaked the entire negotiation and got in there before the contract could be signed to pick him up themselves. And it's an interesting conversation, I think, because it kind of piggybacks on so many that the scene have been having recently when it comes to roles and how people slot into different positions and how you're going to play these things. Snow on his early rosters was a more aggressive player. He liked, you know, taking openings. He liked taking space. CT sides, he's playing positions that you get to be aggressive and you get to hold on to positions and kind of be the guy pressing forward on the defensive side of things. Picked up into this roster, you heard Fallen talk about in the video, he's put into more, you know, anchor roles on the CT side. He's put into positions that were held by a lurker previously. So kind of just forced early in his career to take a more passive stance. So as much as we want to see Snow develop, it's a lot going on when you don't just get to develop in that role and that style that you played coming up, and now you have to switch things. So we'll see, you know, over time, over the rest of this year, if that's going to be a problem for Snow to adapt into.
But there is a feeling that he is exactly where he needs to be if he's going to continue to learn, right? He's under Big Uzera, one of the best in-game leaders in Brazil, and we know Big Uzera isn't going anywhere. He's going to stay in this team, stay in Brazil. So pretty comfortable team to get his career start at the top level for Snow. We'll see how it continues if he can get through FaZe today. But it's going to be a very tough challenge. FaZe already 3-0 up. Finally, paiN came and get into the buy rounds. NQZ onto the AWP.
I mean, you heard the Desk touch on it as well. The last series, these two played against each other. 2-1 victory for FaZe, but the maps they won were blowouts. It was the 13-5s. It was a single map victory for paiN in this matchup in overtime. Other than that, they just got deleted. FaZe has already shown once they can outclass them. And I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing 2 new maps in this veto process. Dust 2 and Nuke being entered into this one, not in the last. Because paiN's trying to find a map that works against FaZe.
Lux takes the first fight, and it's Karrigan. They'll lose most of his health. Looked like Rain was going to get the chance to take Lux out of the server, but he's just going to accelerate up through short, using his own flashbang, great space forward. And Rain eventually pushed back by some of the grenades thrown out by paiN.
Good control, though, so far for FaZe. Now you have to be worried about Catwalk. You know the mid doors can be attacked. You've got utility being sent over at the B bomb site. So most parts of the map outside of Long are being challenged by FaZe, showing presence. And that'll be a hard read for this defense to figure out where exactly they need to be.
There's a lurk smoke thrown out at B for FaZe, and no one intends to use it, because the only player that was in the top of the tunnels is Rops, and he's come out lower now to join this FaZe attack up through short. Big Azera spotting out numbers and not able to deal with it. Rain flashed, and FaZe slowed down at 40 seconds. Rops, a little bit more pressure applied to her lurk position. He gets out through those mid doors. Lux is cut off. And now the supply chain of resources on the CT side to make these rotations happen start to dwindle. It's all about the players within the site. And Big are only getting one. NQZ missing his. But remember, there's still one at long. And it's Cowboys is not really getting much of a chance here.
Also, look at Rops. He got that kill in middle, and now he's wrapped around to the B-bomb site. Surprise! And he goes down. If Cowboys could win that fight really quickly, he's going to try and press the issue, force the fight, so he can try and get it and isolate Rops away. But I think there's just no time with the kit.
The smoke play as well from Rain is incredible. You know, just throw the smoke down into the site, make it very difficult for Cowboys to get any opportunity to take Rain down. And FaZe able to get the first gun round. 4-0 start here for FaZe on Dust 2.
Yeah, really good job from Rops lurking in those mid-double doors during the catwalk execute. And FaZe just going to bully their way, trade their way. And this is a huge trade from Karrigan on the off as well. Swapped out with low HP. Very important kill to trade off over towards the railing. And FaZe, yeah, 4-0. Looking good so far to start Dust 2. This is paiN's pick.
So far, it is painful.
It's a bummer. It's hard. I mean, this is just looking at the statistics at the very least, this is a map that's supposed to be good for paiN. Obviously, with the level of competition that, you know, FaZe plays constantly, stats might be a little bit misleading without the context. Lux almost able to grab a second. And NQZ over the top drops down, traded off by Frozen, and still a man advantage for FaZe.
Yeah, even after all that chaos, FaZe still a player up. Gotta feel like Cowboys has to take a risk to push through these long doors to get in behind them at this point. When you're so many players down, you don't have the weapons for the job. Perhaps a risk, and it could be something that could make something happen here for them too. We've got Snow inside of B at the moment, just playing in behind Cart. He's got the MP9.
Yeah, and Snow kind of has to stay parked here. I imagine with that utility, this is when Cowboys makes his move out towards long. He's really the only, you know, between Snow and Cowboys, he's the only one who can play. He's just moving out along right now, calling it clear. Obviously, utility being thrown into the B bomb site is a nice warning for Snow.
Yeah, let's not underestimate the MP9's power of taking players down very quickly. It can rapidly melt its opponents, but Brokey, well, all he needed was a jump up on top of that Tech 9, and Snow couldn't stand a chance against the elevation change. Now, Cowboys walking his way down middles, found himself an AK.
That's a really nice find.
And that's a nice little save to try and peel away with here for Cowboys. So he's going to start backing up towards top middle. And he's got away, so he'll carry that AK over. FaZe will continue their flawless streak, and it's a 5-0 lead.
Nice little consolation prize bringing that AK-47 forward. That's some extra money down the stretch that can help out, but paiN still need to get around on the board.
As long as they don't keep pushing long here, there's still a chance that they could take the AK away from him and everything would disappear.
I don't think FaZe is going to be super motivated. Rops does have a ton of cash, so maybe I take that back. But yeah, they seem pretty content to be happy with a 5th round victory. A shocking start to the day with the FaZe loss this morning.
It almost, I woke up and, you know, had a little line coming in the late shift. Jason, I couldn't believe my eyes that it was so quick. Like I was like, maybe I'll catch the tail end of the game. No, it's over. It's over. Putting themselves in a tough position, facing elimination immediately.
Man, K-Serrato just handled in the business.
Dude, there's something about Furia, though. When they come to Rio, no matter how bad they've been playing the rest of the year, there is just that extra motivation that seems to get the extra percentages out of the players. And in K-Serrato in particular, in this very arena, I just remember some of the most ungodly level of performance from K-Serrato.
Yeah, back at the Major when he was in his prime. So paiN want to take back some of the control. An AWP with a deep angle towards middle. 1 minute and 37 seconds on the clock. There's the pick. The first one, and down low, Kerrigan. Good adjustment. That's Lux to go down, and we find ourselves equal in 4-on-4.
Here comes this AK for Cowes, and it doesn't really get too much done. Frozen very patient, just waiting for an aggressive maneuver from the CT side. And he gets it. So now Snow playing off the back of the B platform. Kerrigan low, running in first. And he's actually just annihilated paiN. Snow can't really see anybody. He's not getting an opportunity at all here. The fire tickling at his feet, and that's a terrible round for Snow to have to deal with.
And FaZe haven't really committed their full forces in this round. That was a two-man take at the B bomb site. Now they've spotted out the position of the AWP, so Bomb's going to back away, head to the B bomb site, but the other two players are going to leave their position and already start getting aggressive for a hunt. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful. You don't just give a kill away for free very quickly and turn this into a 1v2. But FaZe in the back of their minds are saying, we want that AWP. At the end of the day, we want to take it away from NQZ.
And this time, they will hunt. This time they'll put the pressure on them, but NQZ...
And that's
spotted. They know exactly where he is now, and they've got the whole fuse to play with.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's as soon as Kerrigan gets that spot and that shot rings out, that's when Rop starts moving out towards long A. He's going to lurk it up. Two players going to be coming through the long corridor, so NQZ, good luck. And up on the platform, really limited safety.
I'm just trying to find out the perfect way to deal with him. NQZ has now been spotted to have moved out of the pit, and he's got to deal with players on all fronts, and he just won't get away with it. Kerrigan with a huge round here. He's had a hot start, Jason. He's 8-3.
Yeah, let's see that second kill, the one on the Big Uzera entering into the B bomb site. Just a little clean headshot through the double doors. This was the opening kill from the AWP. Lower B traded in that setup, and here's Snow just getting Molotov'd and naded out of the bomb site. He was hoping for a fight, and FaZe just let him burn. And a timeout taken by paiN. I'm really excited for the Americas RMR because we've seen so many Brazilian teams through the year like pop off and have their good event, their good run, right? But not able to build on it. MIBR's had one, paiN's had one, 9Z's had one, Imperial's shown some good things. And when you try and kind of figure out exactly where in the hierarchy these teams fit in terms of Brazilian Counter, in terms of South American Counter, in terms of America's Counter-Strike, it's so hard to tell because we haven't seen that consistency at the top level.
Yes.
And paiN's a weird one because paiN's beaten all the other Brazilian teams, all the other South American teams.
Oh!
But then just 3 days ago, they lost to Bestia, who isn't even on the radar.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's strange. paiN can get right to the brink of making it to the playoffs at big events and have results like you've just mentioned. You've got Kerrigan climbing up on Xbox. He applies pressure to paiN.
By the way, important to note as well, that AWP is picked up because Cowes was able to save the AK-47. So there's that extra funds he didn't have to spend coming back into setting NQZ up with a hero AWP. He's got them an opening pick.
Now flash goes up, they're peeking into short, 2 pistols await them, and it's Cowes on the double. The 5-7 coming in with 2, and he's going to get himself an AK again. So he'll pick that rifle up, he'll re-smoke short, and buy more time here for paiN's defense.
Yeah, but it's time to back off. You're in a 4-on-2 and you've got an AWP behind you. You don't need to be risking yourself in this position. And oh, wow. He turns back completely blind.
How does he get away with that? That is so huge from Cowes that he's able to get away with the kill. And that has shut down the entire FaZe attack from one man at short. Rop's yet to die, the immortal on the server. He's going to slip away. He won't be attempting to win this round.
No, but when you have 0 in the kill column, you want to preserve that. You want to
save your life.
You save that as long as possible.
Yeah, you got to make sure you do that.
Well, when do Snow and Lux start moving out of the B bomb site to try and go salvage some of these weapons? Catwalk has a plethora of AK-47s available to be salvaged.
Have you picked up any charms yet, Jason?
I have not. Actually, now that you said that, I did just notice Rops has one dangling.
Yeah, look at that little dangler.
I'm not a huge fan of the charms. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, they don't make a massive difference for me. I don't really have a massive opinion on it, one way or the other.
I have one of those opinions where, like,
it's distracting?
No, I dislike them to such a degree that it doesn't really make sense. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't actually change anything.
Makes money.
Just, for me, in my head, I'm like, I hate it.
You're just old.
And I don't really have...
You're just old, Jason. You're just jaded.
There's too many changes.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes in that recent update. And turns out people, like, they call for changes. When the changes come, you're never really happy. Because it's not the changes you wanted.
It's always greener. Well, paiN do have their first round on the board out of a timeout, out of a hero AWP from NQZ, so that's a good start. But they got to go on a bit of a run here to get some energy up to close out this first half.
Well, that was close. That was very close to Brokey opening up with the first kill of the round. Long presence from paiN. Pressure with 3 players being applied in towards the longhouse. Obviously, you can't keep 3 players there, so they'll send Big Uzera further back towards spawn. The FaZe don't mind just slowing this one down. Keep getting short control, apart from the last round.
Yeah, actually, I mean, even last round towards the end, probably should have had that kill on Cowes, and then you have a 2-on-1 against the Opper over at Car. That could have been interesting. But yeah, outside of the previous round with the 5-7s doubled up on Catwalk, FaZe have had no issues taking control of this. Once again, it happens. They leave Rain here for the moment. A little bit more utility to show a mid to B split.
Rain just hoping one of those bullets catches a player out peeking from Goose. Not to be, though. It's all silent on the server with 45 seconds left. The mid smokes go out to mid to B again. And this time they're going to activate with it. So Carrigan gets his way up through those mid doors. FaZe keep players short. And 2 making their way through CT spawn. It's going to be an A split, in fact, with these smokes being used. Rain dives down. Big Uzera got a double. Luck steps up as well. And suddenly Brokey and Frozen, the only 2 remaining players here for FaZe with 25 seconds left. Not a whole lot of time, but nice shot from Frozen. And he's going to go back again. NQZ's got this angle. Although Lux is the next up, Brokey trades it out. And now with 14 seconds left, the Alper is looking for this clutch. He's going to go over the top. A speculative no-scope, not connecting. And they're looking to run him down. Brokey will not be the hero in this one as paiN finally get their second.
I think that's actually a really, really cool idea from FaZe. 2 players sliding out mid with the smokes, showing a mid to B split. The attack's coming up catwalk, Rain dropping down. Maybe just mistimed. Maybe just mispathing from Carrigan, but he walks right into this double from Big Uzera. Perfect positioning, very fortunate, but a cool idea from FaZe that almost worked. 6-2. They've got plenty of money for another buy FaZe, but they're out of it after this. Pace change?
Yeah, it's much faster start to the round here from FaZe, at least.
I think Carrigan wanted to get out mid. That flashbang slowed him down and made him a little bit nervous. Now the up slides over towards double doors.
Yeah, well, they all for Brokey was holding. He gets back to the angle just in time, and Brokey actually took damage. He took a leg shot on board, so he's down to 21. That was an awkward fight, but Brokey fortunately gets back in time.
It's a great kill, and I mean now if you're FaZe, you really do go back to this, just slow it down. You have the man advantage in the first 30 seconds of the round, so make them wait, make them get a little bit nervous. Defense is going to spread out again, showing a mid to B split.
Look at Snow.
Yeah, this is a nice play from Snow and Lux. Clear out the upper B, get an early push on the flank.
Yeah, but here comes the attack for FaZe very early, so Big Uzera swings into the open. Just a single kill for Big Uzera, getting traded out by Rops. And now Cowes, he's got eyes on long. So Frozen's just being patient again.
And FaZe no. That's all the prep work. Hit tab. Cowes still alive. Still got to be worried about long. Nice kill from Cowes. Do they want to go for this in the 3-on-3?
Yeah,
Catwalk just got smoked, which might dissuade them.
Yeah, that smoke could cause problems that they can't find the answers to. Although they're still going for it. Got utility of their own to allow them closer and closer to the bomb site. Time will start to tick. That grenade going in on Brokey certainly helps matters, but Carrigan with effective trading. Cowes on the follow-up, but finally going down to Rops. Oh, the turn back. He is 11-1. Rops is ridiculous today.
Yeah, that's filthy. Nice shot, and Rops could just sense it. He's like, no one's coming up CT. All right, let me check Catwalk real quick, and perfectly in position. A 5-round lead, and that hurts. That was paiN's chance to just decimate the economy of FaZe. What a round from Rops, closing it out, providing the opening trade, and a nice little 1v2 at the end.
3 back 10s.
And if this ends up being a play towards the B bomb site, which FaZe haven't really done throughout this whole half, simply because they have those 3 Mac 10s, there was a moment where it was only Big Uzera. Snow slid over towards the A bomb site by spawn to help take control of long A. But as opposed to every other round, there's no utility being spent in middle or on catwalk for FaZe, so paiN might have a really good idea of what's coming.
But will this be enough to stop them? Lux at the back of the platform with an AWP, and bigazera close at the tunnel's exit with a FAMAS. They're blinded, they're held back, but bigazera ascends above the smoke. He only gets one, but the rotation is swift. It's immediate from paiN, flying through the window, but headshots connecting here for FaZe. It's a 2v2. Bomb not down. Cowboy is still a long way off as Brokey makes his way through. Oh. That is an instant trade from Cowboys. That is a nice shot.
Yeah, I think Brokey's going to be a little bit sad about that. That's perfect. That timing to push through just before the smoke plumes puts Frozen in a 1v1, but he hasn't been able to upgrade to an AK.
No kit for Cowboys, nor any utility, and he has to worry about this smoke because Frozen could have got into it. So Cowboys is going to waste time just waiting for that smoke to fade away. And then there's a Molotov as well for Frozen. So the lack of kit is very likely now to cost Cowboys this round. If that molly goes out, round's pretty much over here. Frozen goes down, didn't get it out, and Cowboys?
No kit.
No kit, so he can't win it, so he's going to have to run away, grab the AWP, and try and sprint to safety. FaZe will get their 8th round in the end.
Yeah, nice try from paiN. Good call from FaZe. Nice job trading your way into the bomb site. I mean, you got to say, paiN had the right read. They shifted Snow over towards middle. He was here really quick. Look how much time is bought for NQZ inside the site. He gets 2 kills, the Molotov expires. paiN did everything they possibly could to hold on to that bomb site. Really nicely done from FaZe, and this T side's looking strong.
Yeah, it's looking very comfortable. And even in the round that paiN won previously, you brought up the point, the fact that it was a beautiful round from FaZe. Just went a little bit unfortunate for them that bigazera was able to get a lineup of 2 players. But a very strong first half for FaZe. It's looking to get better. Rops clearing out the lower tunnels. Couldn't stop NQZ.
Oh, NQZ couldn't stop Rops. I think that's what Lux was counting on. He's peering straight up. He's thinking the op is going to have the angle. However, paiN once again have put themselves in a man advantage. 4 on 3, no players over at long. This is okay. You're clearing out mid as we speak. You're not losing everything because you're taking control elsewhere on the map. Now coming back. No one's going to be on catwalk despite taking control of middle.
So they're going to set up a boost. bigazera to be the foundations for Cowboys' rifle. And just a little bit late for that to be effective as Rain had eyes on that possibility. NQZ hopping up, needed to land a very difficult shot and couldn't do it. Now paiN lose any sort of advantage that they had in this round. And it's fallen apart for them.
I'm so surprised that they took over mid, pushed out the double doors, and no one went up catwalk. Everyone came back towards spawn, and fighting on that ramp when they're already in the bomb site is such a tough battle. So paiN gets out with the AWP and the M4, but really getting outclassed overall here on Dust 2.
I'm very intrigued about the game currently going on of Furia versus Mouse. That's happening on the B stream. Just gonna have a look at that. So spoilers. So anybody who is gonna get spoiled by this, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to mute. That's a generous amount of time.
That's a lot of that's a good amount of seconds.
All right, Furia have in fact won that first map. So
okay.
that is very impressive.
I felt very underwhelming to me. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, Furia Mouse locked in overtime, triple overtime.
No, Furia won 13-8.
Okay, cool.
So they're looking good, and that's for progression.
Yeah.
To the playoffs. Furia in the playoffs.
You can't mess with that run
Rio
if they
de Janeiro.
Yeah, if you take down FaZe in a BO1, Mal's in a best of 3, those are 2 very nice scalps to open up IEM Rio with. Last round of the first half here. paiN's map pick has gone the complete wrong direction.
What direction would that be?
Bad. That's
usually south is, falling.
Yeah, but, I don't like to just label a direction bad.
That's fair enough, Jason. Sounds like you've gone wokey. This is being terrible, though, sadly for paiN.
Look how much attention FaZe have pulled because of the pressure at the B bomb site of the mid to B split. Oh, there's the SWAT drop, and this time it works. And there's even a lurker over at the B bomb site. Rops is knocking on the door. And he's going to come on through. Lux has him. So information is there. But when you have Rain and CT spawn, if you're paiN right now, you're like, how the hell do we retake? How the hell do we actually get involved in this round in any way?
Finally, Rain taps away enough for Lux to go down. And paiN will see this half close with FaZe at double figures. Not the start to this first half that paiN would have hoped for on their map pick. It is just getting worse with every step FaZe will exit the first half of Dust 2 with a 10-2 lead. Snow will charge his way in long, but he's caught by a flash, and it's just a moment before he's taken out by Frozen. FaZe have come to play, and paiN Gaming have a lot of work to do as we come back for the second.
This world is slowing down. How can I fight it? How can I listen when there's no sound? Oh, the wolves are out. Yes, the wolves are out. That is searing. My head is spinning round. Oh, I hear now. Yes, the wolves are out. Inside of our reality. Satellites singing serenity. Send out a signal, please remember me. Send out a signal, promise me
It's day one of the Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2024, and already we're here at the elimination stage for one of these two teams. We got FaZe, we got paiN. Currently looking like paiN are going to be going home at what is their home event, Jason? 10-2 down on their map pick versus FaZe. It is not exactly the greatest start from paiN Gaming here.
No, it's a trend that we've seen in some of their other series against other top teams and even against FaZe is you have like one map in the series that you can be competitive on and everything else feels like kind of a blowout, and it's repeating again here. Very tough first half. FaZe worked them on the T side. Now they get to be the defenders as paiN attack in. Big Uzera and NQZ out towards long. I'm going to shift towards middle. There is smoke flash on Big Uzera. Smoke Molotov on Snow, who's in the upper tunnels. I would imagine maybe show some presence on catwalk. See if you can get spotted. Give away the position. Smoke mid to B to try and take some attention away.
Smoke's deployed, and now paiN set their sights on this B take. Frozen and Rob's looking to combine, and Eventually they will get their first kill, and NQC, nice shots on the P250. Kawa is coming in with him, and paiN with a dominant pistol. Rain can't do much about this.
That's actually a sick pistol pulled off by paiN. Really nicely done. They had utility for any position they might have had to worry about the smokes, but the Molotov towards back platform, perfectly executed from paiN to get started in the second half the right way.
And eventually we're going to get the classic snow yell across the hallways.
I don't know, man.
It's just going to be a moment, right?
Not a whole lot.
Not yet.
Not yet. He had a really rough first half, and I'll say 2-10 looks horrible for a player that we've kind of been hyping up as one of the big Brazilian prospects. He didn't get a lot of love in that first half. FaZe went A most of the time. They went B once when he wasn't even there. They kind of played not intentionally against him, but just found so much success away from him that he never really had a chance to have great impact on the first half.
But on the T side,
they
can choose where to put Snow.
Let's find out.
Well, they've done what they need to. They won the pistol at the start of the second half. That's the first step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, especially when it's this kind of a scoreline.
Exactly. But it's a very long road back into this. But it all starts with the first step. And also getting headshot up their Rain on the USP and damaged up by utility.
Dude, they can win this phase.
Oh, no.
They can win this. They've got two players very low. Lux and Kawez do not have any HP to play with. Big Uzera's got to have a huge impact here moving down.
Oh, surely not. Big Uzera. Oh, Rops. He's like a Zeus specialist. He's a master with a taser. Oh, God. It's just so wrong. Kawa shoots him through the doorway. Karrigan coming over the top. Not like this, paiN. Not like this. Two players left for paiN on low HP, but they fended off Karrigan and Brokey. At least just frozen, but they're one hit from death.
Oh, he was hoping for an AK-47. Go Gadget Arms couldn't reach it. This is huge. Frozen, full HP, and a USP. And now he's got time with that smoke to try and grab an AK inside.
They could be watching for this, surely, though. He's got the AK. Hasn't revealed his position.
Imagine how nervous you are if you're paiN right now in this 2-on-1. Low HP.
Oh, is he going to make the wrong play, though? He goes over to the B-bomb site. He's not going to see anybody coming out of the tunnels. And this gives time for paiN to get comfortable on that A site.
I was going to say it really doesn't matter that he's out of position, but he's now so committed to the B-bomb site. Does he go for this? Like, even the fact that he's got the plant, like, he could actually still win it if he went for it considering HP, but he can't know what we know. Probably called out someone from FaZe that, you know, at least one of these guys is red HP, but...
Yeah, when FaZe watch this back, they'll see how frustratingly close that was, but paiN... Oh, they needed to recover that one.
You got to give some credit over to Kawez and Lux for helping to stabilize this round. The job they do on Xbox and double doors to negate that stack in the mid-round. I thought when Big Uzera got taken out here, I was like, it's over.
It did feel like as soon as Robs got the Zeus kill, it was just done. Yeah, but somehow, someway, Lux and Kawa is able to stand tall.
Fights from Karrigan could have been cleaner, I'll say. He was quite frustrated. That kill took him a little bit longer than he would have liked. Could have transferred that over into a second.
But FaZe have got plenty of other chances. And they're going to take that as a positive that they're able to come that close with USPs and a couple of pieces of utility. 10-4 is the score. Limeface heavily in the lead still. They'll get their first buy round here on the CT side. AK for Frozen saved over is nice. Leaves extra money in the bank for him later.
Yeah, which we saw in the first half. paiN had a similar situation that turned into an AWP later on when they needed it. Deep nade to give himself the clearance to push. Deep Molotov to prevent the CTs from pushing forward. And looks like we're just going to get a B execute. 4 players outside of the tunnels. Here's the utility. Frozen going to spam away. Rops turns. First is his. Second is traded off. 3 players here at this defense.
Ooh, Big Uzera getting out mid perfectly onto Brokey. Rain will fall off the B ramp. And it's all gone wrong for FaZe.
Damn, dude. They just kind of got lost, I think, in the number of fights. Brokey goes down to Big Uzera in middle. And then the B players, one of them turns, one of them fights tunnels. That defense just got... discombobulated.
Yes, it definitely got discombobulated.
We'll go there. We'll go with
That's one of my favorite scenes in movie history is the Sherlock Holmes, the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, where Robert Downey Jr. is playing Sherlock and he calculates his next moves in the fight and he discombobulates his opponent.
You have the entire world of cinema available to you, and you want Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes as your great cinematic moment.
That's not my favorite. It's one of my favorites.
One of your favorites.
I have many favorites. One of my other favorites is when Heath Ledger's Joker walks into the fundraiser And he's looking for Harvey down.
Yeah,
that's a great scene.
That's a lovely scene.
I won't do a Joker impression, of course, because there was a lot of those that probably...
We did get a little weird with that.
Yeah.
There was a day where the Joker impressions were everywhere.
And we've had enough of that. 10-5, FaZe. Well, they don't have a lot of money, so this does not look like a very pretty purchase. But we know what they can do with a little.
They could have even, I mean, they could have even gone a little bit further all in. Kerrigan could have dropped another M4 over, but playing it smart with the economy, utility is out, and this is just that long brawl. Who gets blind first? Who catches the stray flashbang? Well done from paiN. Lux with a double kill, they control pit, and this little half-buy from FaZe goes nowhere.
What's your favorite, Jason? What would be your favorite cinematic moment?
When the T-Rex shows up for the first time in Jurassic Park.
That's pretty sick, too.
Yep.
That's not bad. A lot of that's theme music as well.
That's a beautiful score.
Oh, nice and clean from paiN. Step by step, they're walking their way back into this.
This is so weird. Like, if... I don't know. It's just by nature of FaZe being up 10-2 after the first half, it feels like this is so unlikely, but this is a close game now all of a sudden with these wins from paiN. If this had been like a 6-6 half and FaZe had shot out to 10-6, we'd be like, it's fine. paiN's, you know, they got another chance here. But when you're down 2-10, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a way back in, but certainly there was one way, and paiN are taking it at the moment.
Oh, they got a leg shot on Rops as he crosses over as well. That's your B anchor.
The banker. He's down low. Now the play at long. There's a real possibility. That grenade landing on Cowways, though. It has weakened that prong to the approach. And now Lux has turned from short. Keeps his head down.
Oh, this is a sick timing.
Oh, it is very sick indeed.
Dude, he just tells everyone to wait. Out towards long. Nobody go. You guys can even fall back. As soon as this defense shifts to... I mean, they can go anywhere they want.
Lux is about to infect the FaZe defense. Brokey, ooh, head showing around the corner a little bit too much, and Frozen unable to cover him off. Eventually, he'll swing into the open and take Big Uzera down after the initial damage that Big Uzera received. And now, well, it's all about taking their only opportunity, and that's through short, as Lux has taken so much space here. Can cut off the CT rotation through spawn with that smoke. Okay, well, if they don't produce anything FaZe from long, this retake might get called off. You've got Rops low, you've got Brokey low. Those are weapons you don't want to lose. So despite the fact you have a man advantage in the post plant, oh, you might change your mind now. There goes your long player. Brokey's going to shift over with the op, and yeah, now they're setting up for exits. No reason to go for this. You don't have the HP, and FaZe will concede a 7th round over to paiN so they can continue fighting in the future. Hasn't been a good day for CT sides on Dust 2, has it? 2 rounds won so far, combined on the CT side for both teams. All right, bro, give me some on the exits. Ooh, nope, okay, never mind. Never mind. None of those available. Well, this is huge, though, from paiN. We're now looking at 5 rounds in a row. Very close to tying out the scoreline now, and likely getting a little bit worried for the first time here for FaZe. They're going to call a timeout. Their first use so far. Yeah, this is that timeout where Neo's just like, okay, the boys have been punched in the mouth. It's been 5 in a row. We haven't gotten anything going on our CT side. People are starting to get a little dejected. Comms might be slowing down a little bit. Might not be as clear as free flow, and the ideas might not all be there. So just talking to the guys and get them back in shape. I'm sure they have a good game plan that they probably don't feel like they need to go away from quite yet. But they're reeling at the moment of this comeback from paiN in the second half. Cowways got 15 kills. Lux has 14. A few of the CT rounds within that 5 that FaZe have lost. They haven't always had the best of buys. They've got themselves everything they want now. And they've had a timeout to talk about things. Breaking open the smoke so Brokey can get a peek with the op. Sees nothing along catwalk. Big Uzera climbing up on Xbox. That is quick from Brokey. Opening kill for FaZe, and no presence elsewhere. They're all in the tunnels.
It's a tough kill to swallow because, yeah, Big Uzera is meant to be the lurker, throw out probably a mid to B smoke to keep some defense there, cut off some rotations, harass them. None of that's available.
Rops off the site. It's a double out from the barrel, and then he'll tuck back in. And because there's so much utility available for FaZe, paiN are locked in the rest of the tunnels. It's just nowhere to go after they lose the first kill. They have one option, and that's attack into B, and Rops just sinks them.
And FaZe playing disciplined after that kill, after stopping the attack because the money is so important. Rops, no more repeat, 16-8, top fragging inside the server. Lovely day for Rops, who this might be the first year of his career where it felt like he really hit a struggling period.
Which is weird because I think at the start of the year, at start of CS2, he was considered one of the best, right? Yeah. He had a really good purple patch of form when we first transitioned from CSGO into CS2. One of the great early adopters, and then yeah, we just seen the. I think when Frozen came into the team, it just I don't know what happened, but I don't think it's even related. It's just that around the timing.
It might have been. I mean, it's hard to tell kind of what caused it, but I think more than anything, at some point when it was extended for a while, you could just tell individually off his game, and we sort of saw that resurgence from Rops back at ESL Pro League Season 20. Where he started having more games where we're like, okay, Rops still got it. Not time to pull the ripcord just yet. Nice double kill from him here. 11-7, FaZe on the board in the second half for the first time.
Well, that's the end of the streak for paiN. Time to start a new one.
Next map in the series will be Mirage, FaZe's pick. Last time these two teams played, FaZe won that map 13-5. So a map 1 victory. FaZe is looking very comfortable heading into map 2. Frozen swings out on Big Uzera's peak. So much damage done towards lower. Lux has to bail out.
One for one. Barely. With Lux still on 7 health. Brokey about to peek into Snow. Actually gets spotted by NQZ and then crosses into the open. Snow will take him down. And Brokey gets left in the open.
There's no one left on the B side of the map for FaZe. The closest is Rops playing double doors, so he's going to be listening for someone to drop down. He'll be playing those double doors for a fast flank up catwalk. If Kerrigan holds on to long, which he's not budging, his bomb site's going to be in some trouble. Maybe a utility, a Molotov exchange on catwalk.
But Rain is reliable, and he'll stand inside of the site. He knows they're coming at him now. Kerrigan has long locked in. Lux is down. Rain is just playing this to perfection and then destroyed. Destroyed in an instant. As soon as he pops his head up, Snow is there with a headshot. Rops now has to jump up short, and he's here quite quickly. He gets the first kill on Cowes. Kerrigan's moved up a car, and NQC's gone down, leaving Snow alone in a 1v2. We talked about him having a big moment here in the second half, and now he's got a clutch in front of him. Kerrigan dead first, and Rops on the other side. It's been two very different games from both of these players. Rops is having a great one, and Snow looks to try and stop him, and he will do it. Snow finally steps up here for paiN.
Quad kill for Snow as well, and there it is, that trademark hype out of him as well. You love to see it. It's been such a tough game for him, but when he's called upon, he steps up with a critical 1v2. That smoke that he's playing around as well at the end of that round is Rops's. Rops throws that to help himself get some space to make a play off of catwalk, and it really came back to bite him in the ass because Snow used it to buy time, to find some safety, and stood tall against one of the best clutchers we've got.
Brokey changing it up, going for an aggressive play, peeking into the longhouse and catching out Cowes.
Bombs all the way back at T-spawn, so someone from paiN is gonna, have to pump the brakes.
That's a whole other problem now they've got to deal with. We'll send Snow back to get it. Oh, Big Uzera, the timing. As soon as he walks out those double doors, he's given a grenade to the chest. He'll lose his health. He's down to 42 off the back of that. Minute left. Big Uzera now wanting to fully get out through the mid doors.
He's got backup with him as well. NQZ's up. Peeking in towards CT spawn. Rain's tucked against the boxes. There's a deep flashbang for the peek. How perfect is that? Textbook play from FaZe.
bigazera gets a second kill. That is quite massive from bigazera, all things considered. 35 seconds, though, and Lux is down. So at least the bomb carrier has a chance. It's Snow again, this time 1v3, and Rops is in front of him inside of this B site. He'll go out into the open. Nice elevation, but gets caught by the flash, and now Snow, this looks impossible. He's stuck behind the stack of bricks, but they give him a chance. And Snow sinks 2 lives in an instant, putting himself against Carrigan with 10 seconds left. He has to think about a plant soon. He leaps into the bomb site. Carrigan's moving in, ever closer up against the youngster, and Carrigan will prevent even the plant. 12 rounds for FaZe. They're on map point, but Snow brought that close.
Yeah, that would have been insane. Back-to-back clutches from him to keep them in contention. Now they got to fight for overtime, 8-12. Really nice attempt from Snow. I wish there's an alternate reality in which we can see if he gets that fight against Rops without that flashbang popping, if he's able to get that kill and then bring it into a 1v2. Could have been a very winnable situation.
Holy fucking holy, man.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I mean, they're probably going to be wondering.
Stress relief.
I think they're probably going to be wondering, how do we actually let him get into a winnable position there?
Pretty crazy 1v1 when you think of the context of Carrigan, one of the longest tenured professional players we have, going back to like 2007 against Snow, who's been just a young phenom at the age of 13 picked up.
Left side, behind you.
Holy fuck, you're only, man.
Oh. How are the bullets not connecting?
I don't know. Can I get it up?
How much did you do, Robin?
That's my favorite Italian dish.
What's that?
Holy macaroni. It's pretty good.
That one needed a little more time to get. We'll work on that one. It's day 1. We can bring that back on day 3.
Yeah. Okay. I was just thought we were going to drop that kind of joke. With,
yeah.
What day 1's probably okay for it, you know?
Yeah. There's an argument for sure. I like the. What's going on? My bullets aren't hitting.
It's true. They weren't.
They're just like us.
Yeah, they really are. But it happens once for them.
Double catwalk setup from Rain and Brokey. Looking to punish basic catwalk control from paiN side of things. Good Molotov, though, forces Rain to drop and Brokey to shift. Quite a shift it is as the op wheels its way towards long A, letting Carrigan's AUG take the business end of catwalk defense.
Oh. Good work from Carrigan, using the AUG, but took a dink on board. He's low on health, and so he's going aggressive. He's going into the fight, and he goes right into Snow and gets taken out by the AK. Nice shot on the cross here for Brokey. He's going to go back to long. He's been a real nuisance with Cowes. Actually gets unlucky on the unscope there for Brokey. Cowes able to come through with it. Bomb is now down for paiN, and they're in search of a 9th round. And the player is tasked with stopping that from becoming a reality as Rops and Frozen.
There's an op over at long now, though. Picked up.
Oh, had spotted. And that first kill not coming in quickly here is decreasing the chances, but Frozen's getting ever deeper into the site. Dink will finally land.
It's not planted for them. It's planted for catwalk. If Frozen sticks this, he can get on it. He can have cover from his team.
He didn't get on it. He gets taken out, and yep, this is over now. So Rops will grab the AK. He'll slip away. And we'll see a 9th round for paiN, but you're certainly right, Jason. There was an opportunity there for that to be a possibility.
I think that was the game plan. Get 1 kill, go back, stick the bomb, and just trust that Rops is going to be able to cover you on the swing. The long player was never going to be able to be involved in that action. I don't know if that communication even came over to him because he was still parked over in pit. The plant was actually default for catwalk. So scary, intense, but a good lurk at long for Cowes. Finding Brokey on a timing where he's not exactly sure where he wants to be positioned for safety. And paiN continue to fight, just 3 rounds away now. And FaZe take a economical round.
Yes, a moment to breathe and recuperate their funds. Rain is going to walk up top mid with a 5-7, and this can be often very effective. this kind of close corner combat. Actually managed to get the player he wasn't intending to take down with a because Arrow's running out. And okay, Rops using this AK to perfection. Rops is ravaging them, and Cowboys is left in a 1v3. This was a round that FaZe did not expect to close on, but when you've got Rops on this form, you never know what is possible. And Cowboys is left so far away.
And just notice the decision-making and pathing. Rops goes immediately to B tunnels and pushes along that wall so he can hear footsteps, hear information. If he gets this fight, it's a one-tap. What a close from Rops, who steps up right at the end of the day. 13-9, map 1 in the books. Map 2 is Mirage, and it's coming up next.
Fala. Tem um.
Ah, passando,
fechei.
passando.
Ficou pra varanda. Bombe. Ficou
Mato.
de novo.
Boa, Guy. Tira a bola se quiser no fundo. Tira a bola se quiser no fundo.
Ainda caralho. Boa, guys.
They should take pulse, you know?
Probably, yeah.
Just not.
Your
I need a
channel
boost.
was edited.
AM prediction, bro.
I can boost it. Slow one if you want. Bring one close ramp.
That's a
Car!
long guy.
10 for you.
Nice, Robin!
Two was
Oh
half.
shit, Robin.
Nice win!
Left side, behind you.
Inside.
Holy fuck, you're only, man.
Oh.
How are the bullets not connecting?
I don't know.
Well, as you can see, it would appear as though paiN wanted to put some paiN downrange towards FaZe, but FaZe proved to be just a little OP here on Dust 2. Don't you worry, though, because this is a best of 3 and it is an elimination game. Mirage sitting on the other side of us speaking to you about it. That's right, us. I talk about Pimp on the end. Josh in the middle, known as Steel, and my name is Trace. Gentlemen, looked like paiN wanted to get their feet off the ground a little bit, maybe perhaps a little wet, but then that ran a little short.
Yeah, first half was not looking too bright for paiN Gaming, to say the least. You know, couldn't really get much going on that CT side. Then they monstered a comeback in the second one, you know. Some may call it a cosmetic comeback. Never really felt that the win was in danger for FaZe Clan, but at the very least, we got a competitive map at the very end.
Yeah, we're happy to see that it wasn't like a 13-5 blowout, which is what, you know, we come to expect from paiN when they go against those top 5 teams. So putting up a few more rounds in that, getting that pistol in that second half, which looked really nice as well. You know, the P250, a couple of smokes and a molly, getting on that B exec. And they gave us a game. It was paiN's map pick. It was a little bit more competitive than we had hoped, than we expected. So maybe things are shaping up for that second map too.
Maybe, but in that first map, Josh, I mean, if I just run these numbers back, which we normally do, and we start talking about what we got in front of us, tell me a story, Josh.
I'll tell you a story. So right here, paiN is trailing. FaZe is up 6-1, and all of the rounds have been basically FaZe setting the tempo, setting the pace of everything that's going on, doing a really slow pace, and actually punishing paiN for when they wanted to go aggressive. For example, Kyle has tried to walk push through long doors on certain occasions, and he got punished for it. So here, this is just layers from FaZe's attack. So the first thing that we got to see was this lurk smoke coming up on short, and this is going to allow Rain to get into that position behind that smoke, and it really keeps paiN honest. It makes them keep their A set up towards this A site, the ramp, goose area, and it doesn't allow them to actually move anywhere. Then the second layer comes, and that is in the form of this smoke coming into CT spawn, and this is going to just bait out any more utility from the CT side of paiN to see what else is going to happen. Now here comes the final layer, and we're going to see a re-smoke on CT spawn, another smoke onto the left side of middle here, and then we're going to see how FaZe decide that they're going to come out and actually try to punish paiN right now. So they've kept them honest towards A, kept them honest towards B, and here comes the real fight. And this is when it all falls apart. So right when this player drops into spawn, Kerrigan's actually walking through that spawn smoke at the same time, and they line up, and Big Zera is able to pick up 2 kills. So this was the second round win for paiN, and it wasn't really at the paiN doing anything crazy special. It was FaZe in control of the situation, and bad timing allowed them to get double killed. That opening going in the favor of paiN really allowed paiN to steal this round away. And this was only 2 of 3 rounds that they got on their CT side, and it was basically a gift from FaZe. Poor timing, unlucky, not really poorly played by either team. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, and if you want to be a little bit critical, I guess the spacing between, I think it's Frozen jumping down towards CT spawn and Kerrigan coming through the smoke, they're kind of choosing the same lane, so Big Zera is getting the easiest double kill of his life. Had Kerrigan gone through the left side of the smoke, Frozen dropping down CT spawn, he would have had to readjust, and make the kills slightly harder for him, but that's diving into the details. I agree with you, FaZe T-side-wise, this round they didn't end up winning, but they were in control. It felt like Big Zera and the boys from paiN didn't really interfere or interrupt FaZe too much. They were allowed to pretty much walk all over the map. We saw a couple of B executes as well, almost being called out of T-spawn on a map like Dust 2 that is known to be 15 rounds in a row. Back in MR15, 12 rounds in a row now, doing default every time. So it felt like FaZe could do whatever they wanted to on the T side, and paiN didn't have an answer.
Yeah, which is exactly where we find the Ropsicle, doing what he wants to yet again. And, there are questions sometimes about what is Rops bringing to the table? Is Rops falling off? Where's Rops gone? Well, now can you smell what the Rops is cooking?
Stop. Well, so on the cast, Moses and Dinka were talking about this a little bit as well, about his form at the start of CS2 versus where he is at now. And part of that conversation, I think, has to go in the way of the maps and direction that they're going with Kerrigan's calling, his micromanagement style. I feel like they're going in the way of giving the players more individual freedom. And when you're doing that and you're picking maps such as Dust 2 or Mirage, Rops has a little bit more options, especially on that T side, to be able to move around and pick where he wants to go, as opposed to a map like maybe like Nuke, where it's like, okay, do I go a squeaky door, like this 2x4 doorway, or this 4x4 doorway at ramp? And especially if his teammates aren't able to get anything going, they know exactly where he is. Here, gets a kill mid doors, walks back through tunnels, goes upper B, gets another player in the back rotating through spawn. Really easy.
Nobody's denying the quality of Wops. For his issues, it's been consistency, because these pop-ups once in a while, he's still having them, he still has that ability, as you said, to be that, I wouldn't call him hardcore lurk anymore. He's had to innovate himself a little bit. He's been figured out in a way, and I guess the lurker position in modern days Counter-Strike is significantly harder to be successful at consistently. However, there's a big difference between when Rops is playing well, what FaZe looks like when he's not playing well. We saw it in Copenhagen as well. Whenever they look good, whenever they look like a team that can actually go on and win games in a playoff, it's usually based on Rops having impact as a lurk position, because if he doesn't find impact, they're essentially playing 4v5, and obviously that's a no-go.
Yeah, 4v5 is not ideal.
It's like playing with U-Trace,
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I kind of put myself out there for that one, but also putting it out there into the world would be what's going on in the B stream. Just a quick update for you all in case you have not been able to keep track of everything that's going on. It is Furia versus Mouse. Now, first map went 13-8, the way of Furia, like we all expected.
Oh, they're about to potentially book a place in the playoff already?
Not yet. That's where the plot twist. Mouse had, we can see them actually from where we're standing. They did just win that second map over on Mirage. So they're going to settle that score on Dust 2. And for us, we go to Mirage now. So let's kind of put this one to a digestible package. Jacob, give me something here to buy into if you're paiN.
I mean, we spoke about it. paiN, they remain slightly competitive in the second half. Hopefully they can carry over some of that momentum. However, for FaZe to pick Mirage, it's also a comfortable pick. You said it yourself, it gives a lot of freedom to these individuals. We highlighted Brokey coming into the tournament. From an individual standpoint, he's been looking great as of late, so I'm not really worried on behalf of FaZe. If anything, I hope that paiN can replicate sort of the same performance that they did on Dust 2, where they, at the very least, at the end of the game us a competitive game.
Josh, you're paiN Gaming, you come here, you're one map away from being eliminated on home turf. What are you thinking? What are the emotions?
The emotions are probably like, hey, we gave it our best, but, it's not good enough. what they really need to do is figure out how they can convert both the pistol rounds. That's going to be their best shot at taking this map away from FaZe. And then on their T sides, just stick to their explosive playstyle. And if they're able to catch even a few rounds together against FaZe, maybe that's when FaZe is going to start maybe tilting or making undisciplined plays and give a few more rounds up to paiN. That's, I guess, the train of thought paiN should go in with to see if they can get anything going.
I also think that's one of the few weaknesses that we have seen from FaZe, that you can quantify the fact that whenever they play a team that is explosive, fast-paced Counter-Strike, where they are willing to dare to risk a lot early on in the rounds, FaZe sometimes seems to struggle a bit with that because they are exposed. You know, some of these individuals like Brokey, like Rups, they play very isolated positions where there's no trade potential. So if you allow yourself to be a little bit explosive and risk a lot early on in the rounds, then paiN maybe have a way into this game.
Yeah, and if FaZe get off to a hot start like we just saw on the first map, this could be a done data, a finito there for the side of paiN. However, only time will tell, which is why we've got time to go to a break, and so that we can come back and we can settle the score potentially on what could be this last map between FaZe and paiN. Again, elimination on the line. Mirage next, Nuke if we need it. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2024.
Smokes. You see double smokes in the same place there. Simple just jumping casually into the side. Wait, what was that?
Never miss a play again.
Simple, that's not allowed. This is not FPL. This is a major. Finally.
With Face It Watch, you're in control. Switch between player POVs live and see the game through the eyes of any pro. Never miss a moment with replays. Relive each highlight on demand from all angles. Watch it, control it, face it.
So Frozen, aim-wise, I would give him a 4. Probably the best aimer I ever played with.
He can easy one-tap from Deagle, one-tap from AK, do some highlight.
I don't think he has as much impact as he has had before, so maybe I'll put him on a 3 for now.
I mean, he's type of player like me, like he's always going for like opening kills. I see him impactful, so I'll just say 4.
They changed Frozen for Twist, so they're kind of different style of player. Yeah, I would say like Frozen more passive player.
Game sense for Frozen, I would say pretty high.
I would assume that he's a pretty smart player. He also came from kind of Kerrigan school as well. I would say probably like 4 or something.
I think game sense is also like 4. He's good in closing the rounds, which I think requires more like where do you go and the rotations in the same round, and I think they're pretty good at that.
I think that alongside with being the best aimer is the smartest player I played with as well in my time, so yeah. A 5 for mental maybe, seems very composed.
I think he's pretty chill dude outside of the game when I talk to him. So yeah, I don't think he's a tilter.
I'm remembering on the one moment that I killed him on overpass through smoke, and he was like smiling. So I think he's strong mentally.
I think that he's very strong mentally, but I think that he obviously, just like everyone, has some frustrations also at himself when he's not playing well sometimes, but he understands what needs to be done there, so I would give him 4.
4, I'll put 4 because it's good mark, so because I don't know him.
He doesn't look like he's tilted or tilting teammates and stuff like that. He looks very chill actually.
Setup looks very clean for Frozen, like normal setup, so I'll give him a 5 for the setup as well.
I guess 5 as well. Like simple things, you know, nothing special.
I know that he always like used large crosshairs. I never been a big fan of it.
I would put a 1. Like I tried to copy him one bootcamp or something, I remember, and I was like, how do you even play like this? So
I know how he's sitting basically. He's like putting like this his hand, like keyboard here, and like Yeah. So basically I'll put 4 because it's the same. Good to everyone, you know.
Would you play with this?
Oh, no. I would not play with this setup.
But I think your hand is pretty good like that, right? Like, well, you stretch it fully, but it's not like a... Yeah, I would say 5. If it's comfortable for... Ah, wait, he's really close to the monitor. Fuck it. 2. His eyes are fucked.
Movement. Just give me 5.
I'll put him a 3 because I cannot remember something special.
I will give him a 4. I think that he has really good movement and counter strafe and all of that. I think 5 for me is for a very special player, so I will give him a 4.
Like Rob's, he has Rob's 5 movement. He's not quite there maybe.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2024. We've got paiN Gaming, a Brazilian squad, and they are one map away from being eliminated, Jason. It could be disaster today.
Yeah, it could be. Could be an absolute calamity. It'd be a bummer coming into this if you're paiN and you're looking forward to try and play in front of that home crowd, and you've had some positive runs and some positive games and matches that made you think that you could probably do it here, and then just put right back on your ass by FaZe in map 1. A good comeback, but that's all it was, falling short. And now you've got to do it on a Mirage, a map that you were just deleted in the last time you faced off against FaZe on it. A really tough task. ropz and Brokey back at Blast on this map destroyed paiN. The two of them in combination on the T side just prevented paiN from doing anything useful on the map. Let's see what they come in at today with, what adjustments they've made.
Elimination on the line, and you mentioned ropz just mere moments ago. He had one hell of a dust too. Now we go to Mirage. CT side start for paiN Gaming. And for FaZe Clan, they're hoping ropz has another hot start. We've got all 5 players for FaZe ready to go in towards this A-bomb site. Cowboys will play up on top of wood, NQZ below him, and bigazera out towards stairs.
Oh, they got 5 guns here, though. 1 for each of them. And Cowboys, first kill, traded. Good job from ropz over in Palace. Those dualies can't get the job done, and now bigazera stuck behind smoke. 1 player going around towards Ticket. But other than that, FaZe is in complete control until there's the Ticket player.
Oh,
no way!
Snow lands on top! That is so sick! Snow just landing every single shot that comes into his crosshair. The silent assassin from CT spawn.
I just want to let that sink in.
That's fair.
Oh,
dude. Well, he's here.
Yeah, he had that quiet map 1. He was like, I'm not playing another map like Dust 2 ever again. Like, I don't like that. Not into it. I didn't even see that coming. I saw him rotating over. I didn't know it'd be a sequence. Welcome to the series, Snow. 1-0 for paiN.
Oh, FaZe looking to just try and dust that one off. Here's Carrigan coming through short. Snow, okay. There was a chance for Carrigan. Unable to take Snow out of that. He goes to the Tech 9 and can't really deal with the rest of the FaZe players coming out of the apartment. So Lux has to do that from the bench.
Oh, don't run out of ammunition, young man. Oh, dink on NQZ. This is dicey. Brokey's going to clean one up, and now he's got to find Lux. ropz is hustling in through, but Brokey's got to take a risk inside the smoke.
Brokey backing out into the open. Lux with great repositioning. Now ropz is so low that he's going to be dealt with from short side on Kelwes. And paiN came able to recover it, but yeah, like you said, it got dicey.
Yeah, it really did. Actually, Carrigan had such a sick timing on that play up catwalk. Never slowed down whatsoever. The fact he just doesn't expect Snow to be to his hard left when he's turning that corner up cat. If that kill comes out, that bomb site's definitely overrun. So paiN just barely hold on. And I think in a round like that for paiN, you got to look at it and be like, okay, you only get a few of those where Carrigan's allowed that kind of a space and that kind of a timing that we get away with. That might be the one where they're like, okay, we've used our 1. Let's just be very cognizant of that moving forward. Hero AK-47 on ropz, dropped by Rain.
Cal was already getting information. There's no one top mid. He's pushed all the way up, so FaZe will be spotted elsewhere, and that Hero AK gets to work.
Really nice bait from Frozen as well. Half damage and then backing away.
The last round of Dust 2 showed us exactly what ropz is capable of when he has the only AK for FaZe. He was able to win the round on his own. He's got a kill here already. Cowboys is about to walk into the pack of players. He's done pretty well, but Rob's even killing his own teammate. He's got a double in this round so far.
Yeah, what is it? Look at this play from Kerrigan. Okay, there's a couple traps here. First of all is Lux coming up these stairs. The timing on this for Rops, because he's trying to hustle and get to this B-bomb site quick. Gonna go clear things. He almost gets it. Almost reacts in time, but Kerrigan, he had to push forward and try and take some space. So once again, this round gets scary and dangerous to a certain extent, but paiN withstand.
Now Kerrigan looking to make some money of his own, but also just do damage to the CT side, but he couldn't get an extra kill.
That's nice. We didn't hear Snow at all in the first match.
Yeah, we didn't.
No, now we're getting it.
Yeah, there was no real reason to hear him.
He's getting the boys fired up. For the first time in this series, not playing from a deficit is paiN. Not trying to dig themselves out of a hole. Get to play with the lead, the momentum, and the economy. Up on NQZ. Kerrigan takes the MAC-10.
Rain with a flash in behind him. Can confidently be the solo spearhead on his campaign down middle. He's got a lot of support in terms of utility coming over to help him. He's now stuck at chair, and here comes the peak. Bigazera charging in towards him, and Rain couldn't deal with that. Not one bit. And Brokey dead at the top boxes to the hands of Snow. Kerrigan's up next, and dead to Snow as well. Minute 9 seconds left. FaZe really going nowhere. And they're going to try and come out of A, but the bomb is down at top mid, and it's completely surrounded by paiN players.
All right, Frozen. Missing his chances. 2 versus 5. And this feels like eventually FaZe is just going to choose to save this round. That's a really nice mid-round piece of aggression from paiN. The late takeoff Catwalk, Rain even saw it coming, saw the utility dump from Catwalk. Hard fight to be prepared for.
Ooh. Now Rops knows he's been spotted, so he just steadies himself and goes out for the fight and wins it regardless. But it is not a round that is obviously going to turn into anything.
No, and unfortunately for FaZe, you don't even really do economic damage. 1 kill from Rops is nice, but that doesn't really dent this economy in any significant way. So you can't even really set yourself up for the future. So they'll have these 2 AK-47s, maybe half-buy pistols and utility around it. But paiN is in complete control in this early going.
Yeah, well, speaking of future, if we need it, map 3 is Nuke. If paiN are able to beat FaZe on their map pick of Mirage, it would send us to a 3rd deciding map of Nuke. And that could be pretty exciting if we have to go there. Now, the first time out for FaZe took a long time to come out on Dust 2. We had to wait to the second half until we seen them use it. Well, it's a different story here. Very early signs of needing a timeout for FaZe on Mirage.
You have to imagine that little comeback on Dust 2 at least gave paiN something to talk about between maps, right? At least gave the coach, gave Bigazera something to say. Look at how we came back on Dust 2. Look at how when we actually started playing the game, we were able to compete with them, able to stand up to them, grind that game back into a winnable scenario. And making sure they come into Mirage with that very same focus. They're up by 4. And they got plenty of money.
Brokey is going for a quick peek, but he'll be stopped by the fire. Now if he does peek, the AWP is waiting, and Rain just still taking NQZ off the top of the stairs, and he knows where his next victim is. Cow is cowering under the wood. Does very well to get 1 out of that. Looked like he was going to end up with nothing, but FaZe collapse upon this A defense, and it happens so quickly that paiN unable to catch their breath.
Such a good read of all the shifts. Obviously the player in dark underneath the balcony, they knew that the whole way through, but Kerrigan timing on that push through Con just when the player's going to have to turn around. Bomb plant's not stopped, excuse me. Plant a default on the other side of the boxes. And with Bigazera's HP, it's time for paiN to back off. Don't want to lose these AK-47s or any more of the money that you're going to have to spend in the next round.
Well, money is still very good here for paiN, despite losing this round. They'll still be able to have a great buy going into the next, especially with these 2 save weapons. FaZe will have to deal with that. But out of the timeout, into the first round win. And Rain just confidently peeking against an AWPer on the stairs. And winning the fight.
And NQZ maybe swinging out a little bit too wide for that shot. It misses it, and there's nowhere to go after the fact. First round for FaZe. There's some nice claps from Neo.
Yeah, he had
solid clapping.
I remember.
Really.
I remember that clap after the timeout on Dust 2 as well. You know, he called the timeout. They won the round after. And
yeah,
they got a nice steady clap.
He's got really good connection.
Yeah, great rhythm.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
How's your clap?
Not as good.
Is it fixed yet?
I like to think it's good. Yeah, that. All right. We've taken that in a new direction. paiN is going to put out the Molotov out of the window as well, down to 44 health. And FaZe spread across the map as they sit up in a default.
That window smoke. Leaking down to the bottom of the underpass. Bomb recollected, put into the pocket of Carrigan. He's going to drift his way back over to A. He's got a job to do. He's got some utility to throw. And I think not thrown that very well, has he?
Yeah.
It's bounced right back.
And that's actually...
Mission failed.
That's actually quite an issue.
Uh-oh.
I think that's meant for what, jungle? The top con? To be able to activate the mid portion of the attack. So the idea that you have to do this now without that smoke has got to be a little unnerving.
Carrigan, guys.
My bad.
Just kind of missed that smoke, so you're gonna have to kind of go in dry.
Well, sound cues on the Molotov on Snow in ladder room, so Rain knows he's got one trap, but they can't find him. And action elsewhere is underway. Good entry. Brokey gonna provide support with the AWP. Bomb still waiting at A ramp.
Well, doing very well. And getting himself some space to play with here for FaZe, but Big Ozera eventually chiming in on Frozen. But Big Ozera, he has a bigger part to play. Another kill, this time on Brokey, leaping into his crosshair. 14 seconds, time is of the essence, and it's only Rops left. Too many targets, not enough time, and it's 5-1 for paiN.
That's going to be Carrigan just tapping his chest and saying that's my bad. Even though that missed smoke at the end of the day, they still are able to get up Con, still able to find some kills. The round kind of descends into a little bit of chaos. Comms get a little bit disorganized when that kind of a smoke misses as you try and recover and come up with solutions to that problem. And focus just slips elsewhere. Very missed.
It's one of the most missed smokes.
Yeah. That's a high degree of miss.
The soundboard of Snow. Well, Brokey back on the AWP. Couple of weaknesses here for FaZe. Deagle for Frozen, Carrigan on a MAC-10, but Rain certainly not one of those weaknesses with the AK charging out and taking a kill on Cowboys off the top of the wood.
Yeah, there's 2 rounds that they're going to have a victory in FaZe where they've just bullied this bomb site with no real finesse to it. Just kind of deciding very quickly, we're going to attack up ramp. That round is, Cowboys has a tough job. He's getting spammed from Palace. The pre-fire to allow Rain to get out the ramp is perfect. And these are nice wins for FaZe, and you need wins like this, right? Very convincing out of the gate. You get the opening kills, and there's no reason for paiN to think about a retake whatsoever to stick around, but you're not taking the money away. Still going to be another full buy in the next round for paiN. M4s will be dropped over to NQZ and Cowes. And FaZe really looking for that knockout blow.
It's got to be their point where they start getting consecutive round wins here, though, for FaZe.
But also start thinking about it from FaZe's point of view, is like tactically. When you look at how this half started in the first gun round or two, you know, paiN was able to shut them down in mid with heavy retake, heavy utility, multiple bodies. Now if you're FaZe, you've just waltzed out A ramp twice to find openings to get you your 2 round wins, and you've just been able to bully the defenders at this bomb site. Now all of a sudden, paiN has to really, really second guess if putting resources in middle is the best allocation of them, because if they keep losing A in this fashion, it just spirals out of control. And they're out of money to find a solution. This is the last buy they would have. Big Uzera's got 30, he just bought up, 2,800, excuse me. And the mind game of the adaptations now comes into play for the two in-game leaders. Round 8. paiN's going to allow Cowaz to play retake at the A bomb site back towards Ticket. NQZ, Snow, and Big Uzera looking, they want to find it and show some aggression in middle to open up this round.
Carrigan applying pressure at B and just kind of falling away after he's been a bit of a nuisance. And now Snow will have a little peek out mid. Not seeing too much. Carrigan going back down into the underpass. It's been a lot of A success for FaZe, so you would imagine they want to finish there again. And they are going back over to the A side with a bomb now joining them.
Yeah, this time just later on in the round. But I think paiN had that same kind of idea, because look at the way their defense has shifted. Big Uzera towards window room and jungle. Player close up at A ramp. You've got NQZ's off back at Ticket. So this defense is a lot more powerful than what FaZe has seen previously.
And this time Rain doesn't win his fight in the ladder room, and he's been very solid at getting those picks to go his way. Now Brokey chiming in, getting the trade kill, but NQZ out from Ticket. Drops Rob's second shot as good as Carrigan's off the top of the stairs, and now he's burning. NQZ jumps up on top, and how has he got 3? Frozen's left at sandwich. He is stunned. His teammates have collapsed since all of FaZe go. It is NQZ with a hero moment on the op. Was
Brokey double scoped for the box swing rather than the jump up? It didn't seem like he reacted whatsoever. All credit to paiN though. That's a really, really good start to the round and mid-round rotation. To position a third player back there when A's been abused a number of times. What a round from NQZ. Perfect towards Palace. This shot on Carrigan is very nice. He knows what lurk is coming next. That's the one where...
Yeah, you're probably right there. It has to be just looking at the right side of the box instead of the jump up, yeah. Well, left himself a blind spot, and it ended up costing him.
FaZe have to make do with this utility that's already out right now, because they don't have a whole lot. They only have one smoke to replenish towards Con or window if they want it. So they've got this positioning, hit the brakes. But that smoke is going to start clearing.
Oh, jump spotting. Not going back into Brokey's crosshair. Lux taking the safer jump spot just on that left side, not exposing himself to short. But Rain, oh, he's got Brokey to clear off the site instead for him.
Do you really want to... Oh.
Okay, Carrigan getting caught from NQZ's peak. Now Rain's turn. And they know that he's inside of the connector. He's done damage onto the default player, but with the dust thrown up by that grenade, Brokey's scope allows him to get the advantage over NQZ. Now Rain getting deeper into the site. Snow, low in HP, but still standing regardless, has now moved his way out to default and is trying to dance with death. He gets inside of the smoke as Frozen and Brokey are close by. Big Uzera needs to help his teammate, and the kills are coming up for FaZe. It's all Big Uzera. He goes big or goes home, and Frozen hits the headshot. It is a third round for FaZe.
I think he was spotted. I think Brokey actually spotted him as that smoke was clearing. That's why he backed off to prevent the plant, to hold off on it for a moment. And Big Uzera just way, as you mentioned, exposed. Good round from Snow, though, anchoring that bomb site. That's a really tough scenario to be in. I think the real issue for paiN is just the constant peaks from the bomb site towards Catwalk. NQZ gets 1 kill, goes back for more, gets picked off. First check towards see what's going on Catwalk is an M4 that Brokey's able to pick off. Those kills just came so simple for FaZe. And it's paiN out of money.
Straight up hit in the A bomb site here for FaZe. Execute out of spawn, and they're up against nothing.
And now it also is it's the next layer of this, because that's back-to-back gun rounds where FaZe would have noticed that the offer NQZ gets rotated back to Ticket, back to the bomb site, right? That seems to be the adaptation paiN has been rolling with these past few rounds. And if Carrigan's caught onto that, he can work with it. It's a piece of information to let him know what paiN's deciding to do.
Now the winner of this game will go on to play the loser of Na'Vi versus Liquid.
Brokey just cracks me up. He's so close up, he just sees the pistol, and it's just like Tech 9, but instead of like tucking against the wall and trying to make him swing into his teammate, he's like, no, I'll just kill him.
For a man of a few words, he really exhibits so much personality inside of the server.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting a little chuckle about something. FaZe within 2. Last time they played this map, I mentioned it, 13-5 win for FaZe, so paiN's already done better than that. They only managed 4 rounds on their CT side in the last matchup. Now 6 and a chance to add more on top of it.
Silence on the server.
Yeah, FaZe has usually thrown way more utility than this, and paiN just doesn't have utility to throw.
paiN walking up middle, ever closer to the first fight. First blood is for Robs. paiN dead. Rain throws the grenade in on the follow-up at short, and FaZe are going for a B finish this time.
And paiN had one of the few smokes that paiN could have utilized, so that's hit the deck.
Well, I was wrong. they're going back to Old Faithful. Going back to their X at A. And we've got Cowboys over here. He's the only CT that can do anything about this.
Honestly, at this point, that's a great find. Kerrigan just kind of lurking in. I was going to say, you have 3 players at the B bomb site. This is just, you call the save if they hit here. Now, because of that kill, they have a chance to move and shift and see if they can create something or be in the right place.
Oh, that gap.
Oh, it's a huge gap.
Oh, that's tantalizing to play with, but Rain is taking Snow out, and Cowboys really didn't get any of those FaZe players crossing with it.
Just tantalizing enough to draw you in to have everything taken from you. That could have been a really nice save with 3, maybe 4 weapons on board.
It's like falling for a beautiful scam, you know?
FaZe should hunt this. There's 1 round left in the first half. They've got plenty of money. Go take as many of these weapons away as possible. I don't know if you realize the AWP is... You do. He's gotten a kill, NQZ.
Yeah, well, deep in the apartments, it's far away enough that it does feel like paiN will get these weapons into the next.
Well, I don't know,
Rain's the closest.
Yeah, it's not hustling whatsoever. There is a player...
If he just spams, though, okay. Oh, God.
Oh, my lord. That's the AWP.
That's the fastest way. Well, the AWP can be recovered here from Lux, which he'll obviously have to sacrifice his beautiful AK-47 for it. Oh, never mind. Okay, Rain, that is so ridiculous. Okay. Well, that's one way to deal with it.
Yeah, that's one way.
Never mind, Jason. They were hidden behind a paper-thin wall.
Oh, talk about a kick in the dick.
That one, and they're not recovering from that one.
The stomach ache starts coming in.
It's gonna fall off. Oh, God. This shot is just something special from Rain at the end. Just that last second. And 0 reaction, of course.
Yeah, it's Rain. Well, that's a bummer if you're paiN. So now you're fighting with MP9s and a scout. 1 less MP9.
Robs' turn to clear out ramp.
It's cool. You can see this, though, from FaZe. Like, once they've gotten control of the money, once they've taken, like, the economy aspect of the game, they've been more than happy to go back towards middle.
paiN hoping they can extend their lead into a 7-5 scoreline at the end of this half. They have fought hard to bring it back to a 3v3, and a missed shot from Brokey has put paiN in the powerful position. But it's a FaZe finish on this B site, and a dink on Kerrigan on the crossover with a bomb, but he will make it regardless.
Okay, and he gets a Molotov kill. That's someone trying to come out of the market, tries to extinguish the flames, just not in time. Good nade, NQZ chunked down to 60 and dropped with a nicely placed headshot.
Lux to leap out of the window, but not a lot of chances for Lux to make something happen here. He'll take the first player down. Now it's on Kerrigan. And Lux is always going to find him. That is sick from Lux, so it will be 7-5 at the end of the day. paiN will take a 2-round lead as they need to win Mirage if they want to stay alive here in Rio de Janeiro. 7-5 lead for the side of paiN as they have to pull this back versus FaZe Clan. Dust2 went against them, and now the Brazilians need to do a lot of work in the second half of Mirage to make sure that this keeps going in Rio.
Yeah, 2 side looked good on Dust2 though. That's where they made their comeback happen, was when they switched over to the offensive side of things. And when you consider this first half went really well for them, even doing that last round with MP9s and a scout away from FaZe, things are looking much better than Dust2. It feels like this paiN Gaming team individually, the players are here fighting back. Let's see what they've got for us on this T side. Big clash coming at the A bomb site.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge here. All eyes on A. Smokes deploying for paiN. Now the flashes ring out. Rops yet to reveal his position, but now releases the first bullet. It's a headshot on Cowways, but Gazera trades it out immediately. The rain going down in behind triple without much of a fight at all. Brokey dropping back into CT, only getting 1 kill out of it, and paiN stay ahead with 1 player.
It's on Frozen. These dualies, can't control it. Big Uzera shuts him down. Kerrigan left in a 1v3. Gonna step up to the plate for a clutch. He knows the location of all 3 players. It's about finding them, and finding them in time because there's no kit.
Yeah, they're moving. They're making it very difficult for Kerrigan to even think about an opportunity here, but he's got himself his first headshot, and as soon as he exposes himself to Ticket, the second player on the follow-up has him locked in. 8-5 scoreline. paiN extending.
And that's both pistols the way of paiN. They won the first half as well.
Generally a very good recipe.
Yeah, on their CT side. So huge to have those 2 things underneath your belt. As long as you can convert the second round, you got to feel like paiN's in the driver's seat to force that third map. Not bad on the defense from FaZe. They would have loved obviously 1 multi-kill, but letting this be a kind of a 3-on-3 as the bomb site's overrun. Just good shooting from paiN from that point on. No investment from FaZe, no armor, no utility picked up. Just 1 flashbang for Kerrigan. Give them a timing to pounce on middle.
Well, we did mention in the first half what the third map would be. It's Nuke. How do you feel about paiN's chances if we go into a third map of Nuke, Jason?
Yeah, I actually thought about that this morning when I was looking at what I thought the veto might be, because I thought for a moment there paiN might pick it. It's not a great map statistically for FaZe, but again, the level of competition that they're playing, I feel like FaZe is always going to be one of those teams. Like, whatever the stats show on a map like Nuke, they're still going to be very dangerous on it.
We're going to make it difficult.
And I don't necessarily mind it being the decider. I'm kind of glad paiN didn't pick it, although fair play, their pick of Dust2 didn't exactly go well.
Yeah. Maybe it would have been better. Yeah. But at least you have it to fall back on it. You know that your Mirage is decent enough here. And it's great to see paiN being able to put up a fight, and I think a big difference has just been Snow's elevation and performance. I mean, he was missing for most of Dust2, and the fact that he's had a huge step up here on Mirage has changed the game for paiN. A lot of damage done to Rops. Kerrigan low, but he's got away. He actually made it around that corner.
Has he? Has he? Lux, oh, good job slowing him down from Frozen. A little angle through the smoke in the window. Make sure he cannot hunt Kerrigan down. 15 health on Kerrigan, 22 on Rops. It's a very busted defense for the moment. They're running out of nades and utility with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Strong position from Brokey, though. Two smokes remaining for paiN.
And a moment for everybody to breathe.
Well, they have to give a moment because the bomb was at top mid. You don't want that traversing up catwalk to have to worry about connector, to have to worry about window room. It's going to have to position to come back into the B halls. Rops decides to stand and fight inside. The Molotov goes down, so Brokey needs something.
Well, misses his opportunity and smoked out now, so can't get the follow-up. paiN sprinting into B, and Kerrigan is so low on health. This would be a massive step up if Kerrigan is able to make something happen here. Frozen's with him, so he's not alone any longer. And Brokey has made the rotation over. Kerrigan still fighting, still alive. Positional changes keeping Kerrigan in the fight. And now Big Azera taking damage on board. It's a 2v2. Bomb's not down. And another kill, this time for FaZe. 15 seconds left for Lux to make something happen here.
Oh, nice shot. Beautiful as Rain steps into the window. Around the smoke. Brokey's up. Time is everything. He's going to have to stick this plan inside. No, he fakes it out. Brokey's not going to go for it. Calls his bluff. And the smoke protects him as Brokey wins the round for FaZe, and that's 6.
Oh, Lux thought he had the opportunity there. Goes for the fake, and Brokey doesn't buy it. He knows he could probably just rush the planter anyway after that, right, and catch him in an awkward situation. So it was obviously the right decision for Brokey.
I mean, dude, that's a really hard situation in that one heated moment that you have to figure out exactly how you want to play it. Smokes down in the bomb site, 6 seconds on the clock. Hard to be super critical of any decision in this situation, and Lux, those smokes just stayed up just long enough to prevent him from having an impact.
And Brokey in the last second just trying to get away.
But you have to say, even out of a loss, you get 4 kills. Unfortunately for you, money's pretty horrendous also. Both sides fighting with scraps in this round. Low on utility right out of the gate, weaker weaponry. The X factor being that op on Brokey's hands, although a couple uncharacteristic misses.
Yeah, there were a few moments that still on the round. And he's hoping just to shake that off. Let's see if he has. Double scopes. They get the info. Yeah, there's an AWP up there.
I don't want to peek that.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind.
Yeah. And Brokey realizes that's probably the decision that's been made, and will change his position completely with 59 seconds left.
Yeah, it makes sense because they actually don't have anyone playing jungle or window room. So, I mean, at any point, there could have been a boost up. There could have been players wrapping around through CT spawn. So Brokey's got to be cognizant of that.
Yeah, and Frozen's not seeing much from this boost. And they would be right to assume a possibility of a boost into the window.
A really interesting engagement on A ramp, though. You have Rain there. You have Rops pushed up. However, the lurk of Kawez behind him. This is weird. FaZe actually know everything that's happening on the map. I was going to say you'll never expect that position from Kerrigan, but good clear from Big Uzera. Frozen's got to get aggressive. Now they found the lurk, and FaZe is getting pulled everywhere on the map. Now they've spotted Frozen, who can't get into the engagement. And if you're FaZe, you're thinking save.
This round just felt very uncomfortable from beginning to end for FaZe.
I actually thought FaZe was in pretty decent positions to handle it. But you're right, it was confusing and chaotic. But they seem to have a good feel of where the weakness was. Nice work from Kawez. That's brilliant.
Damn.
That's an all picked up at the end of the round. That's guns taken away. That means FaZe won't be able to force up or buy anything around saved weapons in the next round. That's perfect. paiN, they're getting to the end of this map. 10-6, and FaZe with a saved M4 and no money to work with.
Yeah, drained of cash. And this is allowing paiN further and further down the path on the way to nuke. Timeout taken here for paiN, their second use so far.
Really nice shot from Big Uzera. I even kind of like the position from Kerrigan. It's a weird round and you don't entirely know what's safe. They could have been in B halls still.
I mean, that clear from Big Uzera is just huge. It did feel like Kerrigan was set for 1 or 2 that. But Big Uzera peeks into him and annihilates him in an instant.
Round 17. paiN's T side starting to pick up steam. Three of 4 rounds to open this second half, and complete monetary control. But they're going at the Hero M4.
And they're going aggressive. Let's see if this works out. Kerrigan's going to fall, then Frozen. This is the M4, and this is the Hero. Frozen with 2. He stalled him out. He's got a smoke to drop in front of him as well.
That's actually huge. That's so big. The double kill, the smoke on top of it as well. Now paiN have to go elsewhere.
FaZe have got to realize that soon too.
Well, that's why you have the push from Rain as well in Palace. This is cool. Just jiggle peeking towards T-spawn. He can come back if they realize the A bomb site is lost. A new position that they have to be worried about. Rops is going to salvage a weapon and likely push up after that smoke fades, or just re-smoke it.
Oh, if that 8K was just a little closer and have a free 8K and a little bit more time to play with. But paiN are going in towards this A-bomb site now, and Brokey still only has a USP. The same for Rain, as he's at ramp.
Yeah, but this flank is, I mean, despite the fact that he only has a USP, like, they'll expect that flank, right? You know there was B aggression. You don't know they re-smoked it a second time. You might be thinking in your head, yeah, they probably pushed in T-spawn. I should check that. So, FaZe, despite the good early start provided by Frozen, couldn't really put this round together. However, some free weapons is always nice.
Yeah, it's quite a nice way to walk out of the round, considering you had barely anything going into it. But 11-6 scoreline. paiN have done a very good job getting back into this series. You did mention they won both pistol rounds. That obviously helps a lot. But this is looking fantastic for them at the moment.
Terrorists win.
It's got to be another comeback for FaZe Clan. Well, we know they're capable of a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, they can be so difficult to put away. They can just be so stubborn when it feels like you have every advantage. Good round from Frozen, excuse me. Rosen. Good round from Frozen.
Teddy Rosenberg.
Builds upon it.
Rosenveld.
I don't even know where that came from. I got nothing for you. it just happened.
I like it. Happy little accidents. Brokey making himself very useful. He'll take NQZ through mid. Flash is good, and Rob's better.
I think that's a round that paiN, I don't want to say not focused, but certainly not focused on the potential for that aggression. Maybe just so focused on what they called. That's just FaZe hitting him with a very surprising push. But if you're paiN, you can't consider this round entirely lost. Obviously, 3v5s can be converted, but more than anything, money. Do damage. Get a couple kills here and there. You know the money's low, despite some saved weapons, so continue to lean on that.
Smoke into the window. And one at top con. paiN with 50 seconds to try and recover a 3v5, and it is a very difficult round. Unfortunately here for paiN, it'll get more difficult with that kill from Brokey, so it's a round that just won't happen.
Yeah, I mean, now there's no reason to go for it.
It's just not going to happen.
I almost can't believe in a 5-on-3 Brokey just walked through the smoke like that. Fair play, he did look at the ground so his barrel wouldn't show, but it still seems a little crazy.
But it's Brokey, you know. If it was one player to do it, it would be him. How much you reckon this apartment would cost if it was in London, you know? I reckon
in London?
Thousands a month right there for that little apartment.
Rent? Yeah. Not even coming with a kitchenette?
No, not even.
No in-unit washer and dryer?
Nope. Just a TV, a couple of sofas, and a beautiful carpet.
Probably like 3,000.
Probably, yeah. There's a lot of windows there, too.
That's an old school TV?
I looked, when I was...
You can make a good ad for that. Vintage furniture.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. And the carpet, man. Those carpets, they're expensive. I didn't. That was one thing I realized when I became an adult. Rugs and carpets, they're ridiculously expensive, Jason.
They can cost a pretty penny.
I don't know why, but they really do. And that one doesn't even look good.
That one looks like crap.
Yeah, that's like an IKEA bathroom rug right there.
Okay. Here we go. Pop towards the A-bomb site. Nice nade on towards ramp. Smoke going to be up in their face. Brokey holding the angle.
Oh. He was too quick for his own good, really.
Yeah, that's an awkward little slide shoulder peek. Now, when this 4-1 happened on Dust 2, it was Big Uzera at the Xbox, 4 of them ready to pop the B-bomb site. And when Big Uzera went down at Xbox, they were just like, we don't really have a plan B. We're all here. We're just going to go with it. Looking like a similar thing's going to happen right now. Where once this smoke fades... They hit the execute.
They're going to hit it at some point. Here it is. Smoke's coming out, releasing from their hands. And Brokey looking to release their souls from their bodies as the AWP is pinned on the ramp. Awaiting their exit. Cowboys has got that headshot on Rain, and a missed shot again from Brokey.
Not his best day.
Not his best day, not his best map. And Snow ready to attack. He's got Robs out of there. Frozen to follow up. A second kill through the smoke from Frozen. Huge work from Frozen. That gets FaZe back in this, but a missed shot right in front of him from Brokey. He needs it eventually and will sink it through the ticket box. Time to make up for it against NQZ, who's climbing up on top of triple, but Brokey cannot make it happen. The Glock will drop him, and it's map point for paiN.
Those misses have been happening all throughout this map for Brokey. That's got to be really frustrating as an AWPer, just not able to land the kind of simple, hold the angle, let him run into your crosshair. And every time he missed, they got a little bit closer. And the real bummer about it, too, is his team, Frozen, does everything he can to make this still doable. The double kill through the smoke buys Brokey more time. There's one up towards Palace. That's a player who's going to eventually peek on towards Brokey with the AWP, but man, he could just never find comfort with his shot.
Rob's up top mid. Needs to be careful. bigozera making noise. Eventually, they gotta think about the fights going down on the B-bomb site as well, because this could be the moment that finishes it. FaZe are up 2 players, make it 3, and it's unlikely now that paiN close at this point. And QZ has got himself 1 kill, but it's all on Snow, 1v4. And he's stopped, so clean round from FaZe, pretty solid and comfortable.
Yeah, need 4 more, though, is the biggest problem right now. paiN got rounds to play with. They've got not a lot of funds. Everyone's huddled around $1,600 left in the bank, $2,000 on Cowes. I think if you're paiN, you don't even need to call a timeout here. Just take the low econ round, save up, and make sure you get as many strong gun rounds. Now, as I say that, they do invest everything they've got. So let's rock and roll.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's go, baby.
Have some fire, have some confidence.
I mean, look, on one hand, it's good to have confidence in your ability to win rounds like this. I think forcing this kind of a buy at 12-8 is probably the wrong decision in the long term if you play it out.
But what if it works?
But what if it works?
That is the question. And we'll find out.
It very well could, but let's say it doesn't. Let's say it's 12-9, and then you have to save because you're out of money. And then
I mean, that is the
12-10.
most likely outcome, isn't it, really? Sometimes playing with your heart doesn't work out.
The motivating factor is the 1-round losing bonus, so they feel like they wouldn't get enough money in the next round. Would have had an additional,
your best go anyway.
Additional 1,900.
Oh, Frozen. He's been a master of the smokes in the last couple of rounds here. He's coming through it at top mid. Looking to get in behind the T's who are applying pressure now to Brokey, who misses a shot, but Frozen cleaning up the rest. Great work from Frozen.
He's like, sorry about that, but I got the kills. You know, just needed a little bit more time to make that play before you guys went down. AWP can be dropped over to Brokey by any number of players. And now we'll have paiN sitting back with Glocks.
Yeah, now I'm starting to see your point, Jason. It's starting to look really rough here for paiN. If they don't win the next round, FaZe are back into it. And you know, we were talking about the fact that FaZe are a team that can be so difficult to put away. I mean, you give them more opportunities, they are going to take them.
This round should take a little bit of time, as if you're paiN, you have no motivation to run into the meat grinder. So this is a round where you just kind of have a chat. Probably about the weather, maybe about what food you want to eat later tonight.
Yeah, you know, I'll ask you those questions, Jason.
Weather's lovely.
Great weather we're having today, right?
Yeah,
it was a little windy.
It was lovely on the way to the studio. I don't really know what it looks like now.
And we had some Brazilian barbecue.
We did last night. That was delicious.
A lot of meat, a lot of cheese. I was a big fan.
This is always going to end at a B-pop. They're just hoping to get some kind of a rotation, maybe a lucky kill from one of these players. So Kerrigan with the AUG. And Frozen with the M4 over on Catwalk, and Brokey with the AWP chiming in.
Lux dead. And a 12-10 scoreline rings out. I was really feeling great about paiN. I was feeling like we're going to nuke.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to feel
a little
FaZe
uneasy.
Clan.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to get that.
You're just all
FaZe
over the
Clan
place.
feeling. I'm emotionally volatile, Jason. That's what they say.
All right, well, here we go. Round 23. Full buy for paiN.
Overtime. Possibilities here for FaZe if they can pull 2 rounds in a row from this point onwards.
Last few rounds from FaZe, they've done a good job finding opening kills with some aggression in middle. A pick here or there from Brokey. Frozen and Rops have both pushed mid at different points. They're going to do it again.
Ooh, not good for Rops. Not the start they're hoping for here, FaZe. Lux bashes him through the smoke, and Frozen unable to get an opportunity to trade it out.
Yeah, just pre-fires the angle through the smoke just in case someone's there, and boy does he get rewarded. Transferring over is Kerrigan to look for this jump up into window. It's Frozen who takes the engagement. Good win.
Ooh, and the fight goes down at Connector. It's ready to come out on top of it. And once again, FaZe back into the powerful position, back into the advantageous spot. It leaves paiN with 3 players against 4, and that bomb is positioned outside of the apartments, and Kerrigan's coming back to watch.
Yeah, paiN wasn't in any kind of position to take advantage of at least the information that they had, of the aggression in middle, of the 2 players pushed up in con, of the player pushed up on catwalk. Now FaZe has been able to have the time as paiN tries to catch up to move players around the map. Rain defending con, and Brokey's op. For all the misses we've seen out of him today on Mirage, it's going to have a really important role to play in this final engagement.
So hopefully he's recalibrated. Oh, Rain gets the first, couldn't get the second. At the bottom of the connector. 25 seconds, Kerrigan coming back to cover off Snow. The fight begins. Kerrigan spots him. Information given at least that Snow is in jungle, but here is Brokey's op. It gets primed, it gets ready. With 15 seconds left, it could get an 11th round here for FaZe, and he rips the face off Snow. P250 pull, Cowas in the sight. 9 seconds, Brokey down. But is this comfortable for Cowas? The answer is no, it is impossible. 11 rounds, Brokey hits his shot, and FaZe 1 round away from OT.
Yeah, only needed the 1. That was the critical one. Flash goes a little bit deep, so Snow doesn't have the window of opportunity he thought he might have had. And final timeout called by paiN right at the end of regulation. Heading into round 24. One final conversation to figure out how exactly to pull this off. It was 12-7 at one point, but it's been all FaZe since then.
Last timeout. I don't think paiN would have expected to find themselves here.
22 kills on Frozen in this map with 2,600 damage.
And I feel like a lot of those multi-kill rounds came out recently, like over the last few that we've seen.
Has been a beast. He's been a beast for FaZe these last 3 months, their best performing player. Continuing it here to start out IEM Rio.
And this is what they have to work with. paiN Gaming have 3 MAC-10s, a Galil and an AK. 1 single AK, Jason, left in regulation.
Yeah, but those MAC-10s, baby.
They can work. They can do something. But you have to try and stop FaZe from getting into overtime, into their comfort zone. Frozen caught. Robs covers him off. Frozen won't go down. paiN removed from a player, and Bigazera and Snow fight back to gain the advantage again. There's a lot of time here for the T's, and a little upgrade there for Bigazera.
Man, FaZe has been so committed to that aggression at the end of regulation, at the end of the CT side, and paiN finally catches onto it. They're prepared for everything, able to upgrade to another AK-47 as well. So it's Kerrigan with an M4 and no utility inside the B bomb site. He's got to be the sole defender for the moment. First is his, but now he's bought time for Rops to shift over.
Rops, nice headshot. Snow goes down. Is there anything else here for Rops? Doing damage to Bigazera and finishing him off. And Cowas left with a 1v2 on the MAC-10. Bomb down in the B site. Brokey looking for this flank. And it's overtime looming unless Cowas can do the unthinkable. He'll crawl out through the murder hole, but Brokey surely got him. It's going to end up in overtime. It's going to end up in the bonus rounds. And this is exactly where FaZe Clan want them.
What a nasty sequence from Rops. That first kill he gets just clotheslines him as he tries to swing into the bomb site. If that bomb makes it, such a tough round for FaZe, but Rops, dependable in this kind of a situation. Deletes Snow. And Bigazera can't pass.
The chances now for her paiN Gaming obviously shrink drastically. First fight goes down. It's Snow to win it against Rain. The positive here for the side of paiN is at least they've got all the money back, right? They're able to get a solid purchase out again in overtime. They didn't have that luxury over the last few rounds of regulation.
But this timing of the rounds is where it feels like paiN has really struggled and fallen apart towards the end of FaZe's comeback, is when that opening engagement has gone out and then you're kind of setting up, you know, the second step of what you want to run. That's where FaZe has been able to find the ability to slide into good positions, to find equalizing kills, to figure out what's happening on the map with information. And once again, I think FaZe have done it. 3 players slipping over and defending this A bomb site. As long as Kerrigan doesn't go down.
Well, difficult angle to deal with there for bigozera. Kerrigan does not go down, and if anything, that kill forces paiN more into the A play. I'll put their pieces of utility out the top con. Smoke, the smoke into the window to try and signal a lot more presence than there actually is coming through mid, but here comes the play from paiN into the A site. Good shot on towards Robs from Cowes. But Brokey connects his from CT spawn, and he's got eyes on Palace with 25 seconds left. That flash comes in, forces Brokey away. But
he's got spotted.
He's got spotted, and he gets cleared by NQZ, who now reveals a chance, an opportunity to put that bomb down and get it planted. Suddenly it falls apart for FaZe in a blink of an eye, and it is Kerrigan to come back in. At the bottom of the stairs waits Lux, and the flash worked against him from his own teammates. Lux is down, Kerrigan gets the kill, but there's still 2 more to collect. And he does not have a smoke. He does not have a Molotov. That would have been really helpful at this point for Kerrigan. But he's just got to pull them into the open, and they see he's off it. NQZ just buying time and closing with the peek.
Beautiful round from NQZ. That little shoulder peek to clear Frozen. Frozen never saw him. Frozen never realized he'd been spotted. He was still thinking he would just get at least 1 easy kill, maybe able to double up because Frozen's normally been playing towards jungle. They wouldn't have expected him inside the site. And just a perfect clear from NQZ. I think really that round is firmly in control of FaZe. I think Rops might have been pulled out of his position over towards the cubby by the mid utility, thought maybe they were going elsewhere, starting to get a jump and think about shifting, and locked into a fight in Palace that he really didn't want to take. paiN playing for their tournament life here in overtime.
Rops to take Lux out. Cowboys has moved towards CT. Brokey shadow. Oh, I thought it was about to betray him, but Brokey is fast on the trigger, and Snow is put under pressure. So much pressure he's got to deal with. He goes back into the open. He actually made it out of there. Brokey's landing shots. Rops walking through the smoke, giving Snow an easy kill. But Kerrigan to make up for it. bigozera is now the only remaining player, and he's a long way off. He got a fight that he wanted against Brokey, but couldn't finish him off. And Brokey's back. 3 kills picked up in this round.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I almost feel a little bit bad. The context that we've had conversations with him is some of the misses that he's had in rounds that you normally think he'd nail those shots. Otherwise, he's still having a great game.
Yeah, great game,
despite some of the struggles that we've seen. 23 and 15.
Yeah, if he, if he hits those shots earlier, he's having a magnificent game. Yeah, he's just had a great level here. And still found so much impact in crucial rounds here for FaZe. Rain jumping. Just trying to spot anybody out on the ramp. Grenade does the brunt of the damage onto Snow.
Pretty quiet on the map, so FaZe goes investigating.
bigozera put into a position where you can become a late game piece of the puzzle of his own design. Minute 5 seconds, Frozen under the wood, getting cleared, and here comes the play now from paiN. Lux getting into connector, Rain spots it out. bigozera now moves forward, taking Rops down. Rain has to step up, but he gets annihilated by Snow.
and paiN find life again.
Yeah, Snow was not ever slowing down or hesitating in that engagement. Kerrigan moving up on catwalk. Big Uzera spotted over in Con. Knows he's on the right side. Actually, 3 players in a similar position. Utility comes over the top, and Kerrigan just gets blind as the peek comes in. So 14-13 in the favor of paiN.
Well, there's nowhere to go for Brokey, and 14-13, that is a brilliant scoreline for paiN. Considering it felt like they got stalled out at the end of regulation, it felt like all that momentum had shifted completely in favor of FaZe. But paiN able to put up a fight in overtime.
Well, if we think back to the first half, paiN did a really good job of controlling mid when they had plenty of money and plenty of resources. When FaZe was eventually able to take that away from them, mid was very susceptible. A lot of catwalk plays, a lot of fast con plays from FaZe. And I bring that up because in overtime, obviously, everyone's got money. Everyone's got the resources they need. And if they can lock down mid just as effectively here, it could spell a lot of trouble for FaZe.
Kerrigan heats up a little bit for him. A split being set up here for FaZe.
And paiN really, really honoring some of the ways in which FaZe was able to win easy rounds in the first half of just marching themselves into the A bomb site. Good shot from NQZ over in middle. 3 defenders here at this bomb site. Kawez steps up, Snow's over in Cubby.
Yeah, let's see if Snow is required. Oh, Kawez, he goes down. Snow now has to deliver a multi-kill. Realistically, if there's going to be enough of a hold here from paiN, because the initial attack didn't do too much, but Big Uzera gets a double, and he actually gets away. So it leaves it all on Brokey with a 1v3, and 35 seconds remaining for Brokey to make this happen. It's going to be tough. First opportunity was presented off the top of the stairs, but the second is NQZ's bullet ringing through his skull. Map point again for paiN. This time to try and close it. This time for Nuke. FaZe have got to go again if they want another overtime. They're going to win 2 rounds in a row here.
I know we touched on it earlier on Mirage here, but we got to give some more credit to him. You got to say what a great time for Snow, this young prospect that everyone in Brazil has been after for years, to step up in a must-win game. 23 kills from Snow, leading the charge for his team.
Oh, nice shot from NQZ. First blow to FaZe Clan. Kerrigan down. And a minute 30 to play with for FaZe. You think about the context. Oh no, miss smoke. NQZ's going to have a chance to fight with that, but Range sends some warning shots in. Don't even think about peeking it.
Yeah, and then Rain's like, oh god, that's a very miss smoke. Again, I do not want to be here on the mid-ramp. Over to the B-bomb site, the final play for FaZe. All 4 players, nobody lurking mid, nobody looking catwalk, and now that they've been spotted, the hit is on. Gonna beat the Molotov. Frozen can't provide the opening needed, and the rest of FaZe held back.
Well, they're charging in, their last stand. Their final attack, bomb down in the apartments, they've got to go and get it. But this just looks too difficult even for FaZe to pull off. paiN are not dead yet in Brazil. They fight forward, led by their young man Snow. They're still alive, and this goes to map 3.
Hey future pros, taking outside with no smokes can be daunting. So let's look at the bent elbow smoke wall, which you can achieve from one spot. To throw the smoke wall, line up with this floor marking. Beg your teammates to drop a couple of smokes at your feet, then aim in the middle of this lamp and jump throw your smoke. For the next, use the same lineup and W jump throw the smoke. You can do this without a bind, but I highly recommend making a W jump throw bind. There is plenty of information on this out there. For the last smoke, aim below the lamp about halfway from it and the wire below. Then W jump throw also. Just like that, you will have a wall that will cover off main along with the warehouse. Don't cross the secret wide, as Heaven will still be able to spot you, but for taking space, these smokes are fantastic.
Well, if you would pay attention just a little bit, everybody, you're going to notice that it is not FaZe coming in here sweeping this series and staying alive in Rio. No, in fact, it's the opposite. Portuguese-speaking Brazilian players ready to appear here in what is the Pharmacy Arena, I think now? Well, anyway, nonetheless, yeah, it's paiN taking map 2. We go to overtime. We do that the distance on Mirage. We've got Nuke to settle the score, and also we've got some more news for Brazilian Counter-Strike that we're going to be getting into just a little bit later in this segment. So, gentlemen, how on earth did this get so close, Josh?
Well, I think one of the things that we shouldn't really skip over is the fact that the last head-to-head that these two teams had did include a very close game where it went to overtime, paiN took it, and FaZe won the other two maps 13-5. So, you know, we're kind of on the same track in this regard, where paiN, they start off explosive, they get those the pistol rounds in each half, and then after the first 6 rounds of each half, that's when they start to teeter off a little bit, where FaZe start to bring it back, and then the game gets close, and then it goes overtime, and then paiN eventually wins in the end because of the lead that they had and the issues that FaZe have when it gets to situations like on their T sides. You contrast Mirage versus Dust 2, and it seems like it's very open-ended. Players are scattered around, no utility for a concise ending, but on Dust 2, it's elaborate. You have the plans, the layers to everything.
Yeah, that's almost my issue, because you're spot on. You know, it does feel like whenever FaZe is playing with slightly more structure, they look like a better team, and that maybe, you know, makes an awful lot of sense to most teams, that you have more structure, you look better as a team. But for FaZe, that hasn't really been the case throughout the history. I agree with you, Mirage, a lot of walking around, poking around, you know, winning, losing duels. It was almost like it was played on the terms of paiN Gaming. I agree with you, very explosive coming in, winning the duels that they needed to win early on, winning the pistols, converting, so everything really went the way of paiN. I thought when we went into overtime, though, that's when FaZe usually kicks in and they get the job done. But as I said to you coming into this game, it's not the same FaZe as of 6 months ago or 12 months ago. They lost that magic, they lost that inner edge, and it's a FaZe right now that is struggling.
I mean, this is a FaZe that we always put in the forefront, Josh. I mean, they put themselves in the forefront, I should say, by, you know, a numerous amount of LAN finals that they've attended. They've had a legendary run, but I don't see a world where it ends here, right?
It shouldn't, and I mean, it's a best of 3 for a reason. Okay, paiN lost their map pick, then FaZe lost theirs. It goes to a map of Nuke. We haven't really been seeing a lot of FaZe on this map in so much that they've been straying away from picking it at the very least. Yeah. And it's a map where you don't get ROPS activated really. On the T side, he's kind of like stuck in that lobby area while the rest of his team's outside, and it really comes down to what value can Rain get on that yard opening. Does he get that opening kill? Does Kerrigan die through a smoke or mistime something? And then that dictates whether or not ROPS is going to have a chance to play the game.
Yeah, and just to go back on the line we're speaking about, you know, Nuke is a map that requires a bit more structure in order to be successful. You can't really walk around, poke around, and hope to win the game. So I think we're entering another state now where FaZe should feel somewhat comfortable, where players like Frozen can express themselves. I do feel for paiN, you know, just taking a map off FaZe is already a win in itself. You know, pushing this series into a third map where you now go in just one win away from potentially eliminating FaZe is a massive win, and that massive win came on the back of Snow. You know, he had a horrible first map, couldn't get anything going from an individual standpoint, and now on Mirage, he was the big difference maker. Again, overtime right here in a very vital position, coming in with that good mood, you know, yelling, screaming like he normally does, and he's showing glimpses of that potential that we spoke about coming into this matchup.
Yeah, and him picking up a couple there in the pistol definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he had also some clutches going in from that Dust 2 game as well. So, you know, some of that OG sort of CS player from back in the day, yelling at people vibes, and then the youthful innocence as well, just in that package. But I mean, just going back to what Moses is pointing out on, I think it was round 21 when they chose to do a force buy on the side of paiN. There were only a few more rounds left in that game, and you could either stretch out how many buy rounds you could do. It's either you can do like 2.5, or you could do like 1.5 buy rounds. And basically those types of decisions where if you don't min-max properly, then you're not setting yourself up for success. And a team like paiN that is the underdog, that needs to be able to do this, consistently to take down FaZe, if they make poor decisions like this is where FaZe, having that experience, having that just so many, I mean, you brought it up, they were the aura. That's when FaZe is gonna just feel where they can strike and just know, like, these guys aren't ready for us.
So let's talk a little bit about that FaZe. Right? So we've gone from them in every LAN final, this, that, or the other, to where they are now. So is there any way we can hone in on that, Jacob? Is there something that, immediately jumps off the page where you're like, yeah, this FaZe, kaput?
I'm not sure if the world is ready for that conversation, but I do think that the man on the screen right here, Frozen, being brought in as a replacement for Twist, from an individual standpoint, he's been living up to the expectations. He's been delivering. I think he's by far the highest rated player within FaZe the past 6 months, and he's a great signing and was one of the few players in the world who realistically could replace Twist, but they lack some sort of energy, with Twist out of the lineup. Also, the double op setup that used to be so, prone back in the days, where Twist would pick up the secondary op on some CT sides that would really lock down certain maps. I've seen it on Anubis, I've seen it on a map like Mirage, I've seen it on Nuke before as well. They don't really have that double op setup being used that much anymore. Rob sometimes tries to do it, not to the same extent. So I feel like the whole roster change with Twist leaving FaZe, part of their DNA also left that team at that point. And
you can look at that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of the reason why they're not as good as they were. It's still a good team, but it's not a World Championship winning team anymore.
So Josh, you look at this lineup of this team, you look at that timeline, right? So Twist is out. Do you agree with what Jacob's saying?
To a degree, not completely. Like, I don't buy into the whole story of it. I think it's just like it happened coincidentally as opposed to its causation. So yeah, they lost Twist and Frozen came in, and you can't replace players one-to-one exactly, and you're losing something, but you're gaining something else. I think in that whole process
I think
CS2...
I think that's my issue, because I don't think Frozen adds anything that Twist couldn't do, but Twist had that double op setup in him. So I agree, in the sense that Twist and Frozen, who's the better player, who cares, they're somewhat similar, but they lost a bit of that identity or the ability to pull off a double op setup.
Yeah, but we're also comparing FaZe to like the start of CS2 phase versus the end of CSGO phase versus current day phase. I feel like there are 3 different phases, and yeah, Twist was only gone for that last stage of it, and where Frozen came in, but really, could we just chalk it up to FaZe was maybe over?
Maybe, yeah.
Doing better than we expected, or maybe other teams caught up with how CS2 mechanics worked and with the breaking the smokes and changing the meta a tiny bit, and FaZe had a head start, fell off a little bit.
And I think that adds to the conversation as well with Robs. How much did Frozen come into FaZe impact Robs and his positions within the game? There were certain, role classes where people felt that Frozen and Robs would kind of go toe-to-toe or share certain positions. I don't think that's been that evident, but as I said, I feel like it's not FaZe being a radically different team. I buy into that argument as well. It's more so some of the players, not playing up to par. Robs used to be the most exciting rifler coming out in the beginning of CS2. He was streaming 24/7. He was coming up with new ways of approaching the game. Robs is just a decent player now. He's not a world-class player anymore. And for me, that's the biggest difference, FaZe 6 months ago and FaZe today.
Well, I'd love to dive into that some more. Before we go anywhere, Josh, just give me pretty simple yes or no. We don't need a whole lot of things here. Does the road end for FaZe in Rio on day 1?
No.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That's right, because I did tell you we did have some more Brazilian Counter-Strike news, and that's because Furia have just beaten Mouse. Let's hear from Yuri.
Yuri, first of all, massive congratulations qualifying for the playoffs of the Intel Extreme Masters Rio de Janeiro. We got to see the emotions on camera. Can you put into words how much it means to you?
I'm speechless. We are home, so it's very good for us. Falling, he was saying for us before the game, he wants so much to play on stage. So I think everyone played very well the game, both matches against FaZe and now. So I'm so proud of the team. I don't know what to say. So I'm just proud of the team.
I mean, you had some great individual form throughout the series as well. Talk to me about Dust 2, because that was really decisive from you guys.
we didn't play this map before on Furia, so for me being in Castrato, it was tough to play. But now Fallen, he has a good mentality about the map, so he's teaching us. So yeah, now we have a good map to play, and we are playing Anubis now as well. So we're improving more and more. So yeah, it's very nice when we have a map like that, like Dust2 and Anubis. So yeah, we have a good map now.
Obviously, you have one more game to see whether you're going through to quarterfinals or semifinals, but either way, you're definitely going to the playoffs. What's going to be the game plan for you guys going forward and, meeting the crowd here in Brazil?
I don't know. Actually, I think we need to do what we did in these games. Like, we had like 2 weeks of preparation. So I think we need to do what we did on Prex. And I think we can win more and more. So I don't know who we'll play against, but I think it's Navi. I don't remember Liquid. So I have a share that will be a good game for us and for them and for the crowd. So it's nice.
Anything you want to say to the crowd that's going to be coming here, maybe the people at home that aren't able to come to the arena and see you guys?
Galera, valeu por acompanhar. Hoje foi muito legal. Acho que todo mundo jogou muito bem. E é muito emocionante quando você vem tendo, não bons desempenhos nos últimos campeonatos. Na real, a gente tá chegando nos playoffs, mas a gente tá muito feliz de estar em casa e tá podendo jogar com vocês torcendo. Então, a gente tá em casa e muito obrigado. É isso.
Congrats. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Smokes. You see double smokes in the same place there. Simple just jumping casually into the side. Wait, what was that?
Never miss a play again.
Simple, that's not allowed. This is not FPL. This is a major.
Finally.
With Face It Watch, you're in control. Switch between player POVs live and see the game through the eyes of any pro. Never miss a moment with replays. Relive each highlight on demand from all angles. Watch it, control it, face it.
Hey Future Pros, back on Nuke, this time with the classic fast hut molly, great for committing or a way to have the CT's positions disrupted. To throw this molly, climb up the ladder and stand on the raised lip to the right. Quickly aim along this line below the center of this window. Keep running forward and running jump throw almost immediately. Just like that, the top of hut will be mollied. However, molly spread is never an absolute guarantee. Always care for a CT finding that little spot where the flames refuse to touch.
Welcome back to Rio. We're here for the Group A lower bracket match elimination on the line between paiN and FaZe Clan. Two teams that don't want to go home today, obviously, but we're down to map 3, Jason. We've got Nuke. And what are we thinking about paiN's chances here on this third and final map versus FaZe Clan?
I don't know. It's actually pretty crazy to be in this position. I mentioned that I thought FaZe, regardless of what kind of form they're in and what their kind of results on it, Nuke is always a map where it feels like they're going to be dangerous. But paiN has just played this so many times. In the last 3 months, they've played it 26 times. They've got a 20-6 record on it. I'll say in the past 6 matches they've played in the past week on this map, it's been against Brazilian teams, like just not the level of competition that FaZe is up consistently, but FaZe's recent results aren't good either. This actually feels like it could just very much be a 50-50 game. What kind of a performance are we going to come into? Who's going to have the hot hand early? Who's going to win those clutch swing rounds?
Bigazera smoked out at main. He's going to come out with a P2000. Lots of questions about to get answered. NQZ With the first of the round, Frozen making sure that it's a quick trade, and he'll continue outside. Round unbreakable. And NQZ broken at the back of the garage. Cowboys will hide at Heaven. Still a minute 10 seconds left in this round for FaZe as Lux now takes his steps up secret to clear out Frozen at range. With the Jewel Berettas, they're potent, but not really that far away.
No, but it's actually it's awesome that he spotted the information that one's over at the air conditioning unit. Oh, Lux, they turn their back again. They thought he disappeared. Missed shots. Yeah, those dualies not accurate at this point. Frozen's going to be starting to wrap around. Kelez, one kill is his, traded off by Brokey. Frozen has the high ground, and it turns into a 2-on-2 as this bomb gets planted.
The bomb now being confirmed, and up the ladder, Snow will go, and down it will go very quickly after. It is Lux on 1v2 with Jewel Berettas, hasn't been able to make them work just yet, but is there some life in the double sidearm? He'll wrap around the back of Brokey, he'll get his chance, but Brokey sinks him with a P250. FaZe win the pistol. First round is theirs. And for paiN, we'll see if they decide to go for the 4 spot here or if they just go for the full eco.
I think one of the scary trends, too, of paiN facing off against, teams that are in the top 10, top 12, top 15, like when they're kind of the underdog, this is all played out very similar to their previous losses they've had against teams this high in the rankings, which is you lose a map, your second map, the one that you win in the series, is very close in overtime, and the rest are kind of like blowouts. Dust 2, not a blowout in numbers, but certainly a blowout in opportunity. There was never really a chance for paiN to win that map.
True. Well, they have gone for the investment here. NQZ leaving a little bit of extra cash, obviously, as the AWPer, but everybody else throwing everything they've got into this. FaZe could be off to the idyllic start here on the T side. They are able to dispatch of this force. There is always a risk of dealing with the player boosted up there, and they don't want to have to find out if there's anybody up there the hard way. So FaZe just respecting that smoke at the moment. In fact, they're going to just back off.
Yeah, they're not a huge fan of that smoke over in ramp room whatsoever. It's causing them to relocate all the way across the map. They were going to send massive bodies towards ramp room. Now they slide everyone outside, leave a lurk, leave Rops to hold on towards lobby. There's one smoke thrown out. Rain has another one that he's just deployed. And if FaZe can't get something in terms of control, in terms of knocking on the door of a bomb site, in terms of some kills, those are the last smokes they have. So their ability to move around this map unhindered is going to start decreasing.
And that certainly helps paiN's chances. NQZ with a kill on Frozen. Runs over towards Secret. Now here comes the second chance. Bigozera will grab it. Although he's dead, Snow and Bigozera both dead now, and a 3v3 established with 19 seconds left. Lux is in the vent. Lux gets cleared. Second player spotted by Rops. He knows NQZ's in there, and he'll climb up.
He loves those fights. He saw that second player. He's like, yeah, come on. Come on up. I'll take this.
Because he didn't repick, I guess NQZ thought
maybe he shifted
didn't
away.
See me.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. 2 opening kills for paiN with those 5.7s, but the quick response from FaZe's rifles. They'll start scavenging what they can from the ground. So 2-0 for FaZe, and Kawaz saves the Deagle and armor.
Oh, we did obviously see that Furia have qualified for the playoffs, Jason. That's great news for Brazilian fans, obviously, who have become used to seeing Furia qualify in Rio. Have they done it every single time?
Not a whole lot else otherwise, though.
Yeah, that's true. But, at least they get to see them in person.
True. Yeah, no, it's very cool for Furia, especially considering the way that this team has kind of come together and saw some initial positive signs of Fallen's leadership coming in, of Skulls being added to the team. You saw things heading what felt like in the right direction, so it's cool to see them get rewarded, and obviously really cool seeing KSCERATO have a big game today.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, in the last few events, he's had a couple of great maps here and there, but I don't think we've seen these consistent good events with KSCERATO yet under Fallen, and hopefully that can start to change.
Well, speaking of good events, because we can touch on FaZe, we kind of painted this of it's going to be pretty heartbreaking for paiN if they're to get eliminated in this series and not make it to the arena, not get to play in front of their friends and fans back in their home country. I think if you look at the other side of the coin towards FaZe, this would be a pretty devastating way to go out of IEM Rio. In last place on day 1.
I mean, this is a team we were talking about, how many finals they're making, how many events they're winning.
How much at the start of CS2 it was like 8 finals in a row or something like that, 7 finals in a row. It was just like they were just like a gimme to be locked into the grand finals. Here's some of their recent event finishes in the last 3 months. It was 3rd to 4th place at Blast Fall Final, 13th to 16th at ESL Pro League Season 20. That one really stings. It's kind of an ugly group of numbers on the page. 5th to 6th at IEM Cologne, which would be a quarterfinals, and 5th to 8th at the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, and when you were talking about Cologne especially, I mean, they lost to Saw famously.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a team that FaZe will have felt like they should have beaten on the day.
Yeah, this would just be... I mean, those aren't like the worst finishes in the world. Obviously, ESL Pro League kind of is.
Yeah, that one
but I
really
mean, when
does.
you have the caliber of FaZe, and championships are the goal, and you have achieved those championships with players on this roster. Ooh, that's a nice little sequence for NQZ. Very cool.
Yeah.
But when, yeah, I just... This would be a devastating low for FaZe to hit.
Yeah, at Pro League they lost to Complexity in the end, and Saw at Cologne. So the 2 tournaments they've been knocked out of are by teams that famously that FaZe wouldn't usually lose to, right?
Yeah,
so
it's marked by upsets.
Yeah, exactly. So we're now seeing an obvious drop in FaZe's performance, and this would be a new low, going out last. Big Uzera bangs out Rain.
Am I insane, or did his P2K seem like it was in the center of the screen, and his Deagle seems like it's wider on the screen, on his view model?
Big Uzera?
Yeah.
I just think his view model is disgusting.
I do too, but I'm saying I think the Deagle's off center a little bit, but that P2K in the pistol round was like, that was like Quake style
Maybe you're
shooting.
right, yeah.
Like old school.
I don't know. Maybe we gotta keep eyes on that one for sure.
The most important piece of information that all of
we're
you will
gonna
need
stay
today.
updated with that one, I think. Ooh, yeah, that was a cool sequence.
That was nice, yeah.
Like Mission Impossible.
Very cool. Now he's got an AK-47. He's passed it off to Big Uzera.
All right, let's go, paiN. This is the time to show us something. NQZ on the AWP. Everybody's got a rifle, including an AK, in the hands of Big Uzera.
NQZ's op was very solid on Mirage.
NQZ missing the first shot, the first opportunity. And not good. NQZ tucks his head down. First kill is Rob's falling at the top of the vent.
Yeah, trying to throw a different timing into it. Catch the defense snoozing. Obviously does not pan out. Bomb is also dropped way back at lobby, so Kerrigan's going to be the one to have to go fall back and pick that up. Rain has snuck in downstairs. So while paiN clears lobby, Rain has a really, really good foundation that FaZe can find a way to rotate into downstairs. Although Frozen, Brokey, and Kerrigan haven't crossed. And now Kerrigan's getting flanked.
Lux. Oh, this is going to be nice. The bomb. But he hasn't been able to take his chance, but he's just seen the second player. So he's going to keep creeping in behind them. Oh, it's never a fun fight. There's never a fun fight, but eventually he sprints forward, he catches Frozen. He didn't stop the bomb from getting down, and that could be a key difference here. 44 seconds as Rain and Kerrigan, alongside Brokey, try and fight their way through to a round win here. They are down a player still, but the bomb is now planted, and so the pressure's on paiN to retake.
Yeah, but as long as Secret is in control of FaZe, Rain can stand pat. If someone dies and goes down, he's going to have to get aggressive.
Well, Kerrigan waits, smoke is up, and he's got eyes on the peak. Big Uzera walking into him. They almost line up, but he knows exactly where Snow is, can't deal with him, and so Rain is tasked with that, but he gets no-scoped, and it leaves Brokey to break him. Oh, big shot down onto the head of Lux, but he's got a lot more to do here, and that defuse is happening around the corner. Missed shot from Brokey, rifle picked up, and he can't get there. NQZ stops him. The 10-second stick in the end from Snow, it looks like, and that's going to be huge. A first round for paiN. And a real brawl on the B-bomb site.
Yeah, massive round for paiN. FaZe couldn't find anything comfortable in the post-plant positions to get into. Kerrigan and Rain both stuck behind this smoke on the ramp with nowhere else to go. Nice attempt from Brokey. But FaZe is going to be, I mean, they're going to be okay with that, right? 3 kills, bomb plant, you get extra money, you know the money's low. So right back into a buy. We've got AK-47s, Tech 9 on Brokey as well.
Oh, a nice shot from NQZ. Pins Kerrigan. Big Uzera's got a second. Cowboys fails to hold the ramp room. But his teammate's still a player up, but FaZe have some real estate to play with at least.
Some high-risk, high-reward plays to try and find openings if you're FaZe. Rain and Kerrigan both just kind of walking through smoke and flipping a coin if someone's going to be on the other side. Both of them lose that coin toss, so once again, a desperate scenario to try and get the bomb planted in safely.
Snow just creeping up the top of the stairway through that control room window. Knocks Robs down, follows up with a kill, and now Brokey's stuck again in a clutch. This would be a 1v4.
He can go up.
He's got the bomb. bigozera could come into the vent. This could be another free kill for Brokey, and he's got it. And AK now, and instead of going up, he goes down. And this might confuse them because NQZ, is he going to come down to lower? It looked like he was on his way, and Snow covers off Decon regardless. So Brokey with a nice try, but Snow with a big round.
Yeah, very well done. And paiN holding on, sustaining in these 2 gun rounds where they're challenged downstairs. But yeah, this is, you know, lose that coin toss. Rain lost his. And despite of, I mean, pretty good job, all things considered. FaZe trying to recover from a 3v5, always going to be a difficult affair. Round 6, and it's just pistols. Deagle on Brokey. That's about it. Sounds like we're getting a little reset of the round.
A restart.
Yeah.
Damage done. Got to see yesterday as well, DreamHack, or sorry, rather ESL Challenger Atlanta closed.
Yeah.
And we got to see FlyQuest win, Jason.
I know, big old FlyQuest.
Shocking.
That was a little surprising. But, you know, it is in a way, and it is in other ways. You know, like one thing I feel like I can always count on these days is every time I start feeling like Big's doing something cool, like there's going to be a disappointment event there for you. And here we are.
And there it was.
Nothing's changed.
There we go. Always the pessimist, Jason.
That's me.
I was more trying to go, it's exciting. The Australians are winning something. But.
Yeah, no, it is. It is great. It's really, it is good to see that team as well, who've obviously had to take some heavy beatings, you know, in other competitions with the Europeans and everything in the Tier 1 competition. So dropping down and finding that they can still play ball on the lower level is very cool. Gotta feel good no matter how big the event is lifting that trophy. So congratulations to FlyQuest.
Yep.
There you go, Dingo. You happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
We can move on now?
I'm happy about that now, yeah.
Big, you better step it up.
Here we go, though. We've got the issues sorted, and everything's ready to go again. Isn't that great? Although, not great for FaZe in terms of money. As you mentioned, it is a deagle for Brokey, and everybody else on a measly little clock. So I'd imagine this round is going to be a swift finish and a tied scoreline. 3-3.
Molotov denied.
Looking through the results today, I mean, there's
what do you got for me?
Mao's had a close opening game versus paiN, and then obviously a loss to Fury. Mao's another team similar to FaZe. They've had a bit of a drop-off recently.
I think what's scary about Mao's is no matter how much it felt like they kind of struggled at a certain level, they were always the guys that you could count on to just kind of steamroll through the group stage without any real complications. And now we've seen a few events back to back to back where that kind of group stage moniker has slipped away.
We revoke the group stage god status to just being a team. And now it is starting to fall apart.
Wait, where did Rops get that Zeus kill?
Yeah.
That was in front of Mini?
He's a master.
He dropped down? Was he like Batman with it?
That'd be pretty cool. I always remember at Katowice, start of the year, they make the Zeus change where it recharges, and Rops is just using it all the time.
Everywhere.
Just getting so many kills with it.
Sweet.
All right, that's that round over and done with. We're all happy about that.
That round is over.
And it's 3-3. Scoreline's tied up, and this is it. He was Batman.
Yeah, that's
Look
sweet.
at that.
Good for you, Rops.
Yeah, whatever he said.
Yeah.
Unless it's bad, and then I don't condone or co-sign that.
In which case, I do not agree with it. 3-3 going into round 7. FaZe got the pistol, the 2 ensuing after that, but it's been 3 straight rounds for paiN. 9-2 on NQZ, the AWPer. Looking good, and Cowes might want to get frisky with the cover of the AWP deep towards radio. He'll be in support. And it looks like paiN is lined up for a really strong lobby crunch. If this AWP rings out, does Snow peek Hut? Oh.
Oh, indeed. Missed shot. Snow, he's in Hut, and he gets away with that kill on Kerrigan. And QZ goes back again and misses the follow-up. Snow's got out of Hut and gets towards door. Cowes descending down into the bomb site. Oh, there's paiN's patience, and it pays off as Cowers walks right into him. Could have been a second there for paiN. He was damn close to it. Now NQZ better hit some shots now for paiN. It's another missed one. He can't get away now. He's committed to this, and he's running out of ammo. He's run out of life. As Brokey takes him down with a bullet through the head. It's a 3v3, and Lux at the window as they smash open in front of him. He's got to get some kills here, and he's got himself one. Couldn't quite muster a second, but that could be enough with 35 seconds left for paiN to make something of this.
It's buying time to get everyone here, and FaZe know it. They don't have the resources. They don't have the smoke to block off these doors. Going to have to take a risk. So Rain plant safe for control side. And both will play up on the rafters. You can tell Rain just, he's like, this is the best place I can get. Silo protects me from single door, but I'm exposed everywhere else.
Zera coming down and clearing Brokey off of the rafters, leaving Rain in a 1v2. He's got to break paiN, and he can't do it. Big Ozera comes in, a swift double at the end, and paiN headed into the lead.
It's been a theme of all these retakes we've seen from paiN at this lower bomb site is FaZe is getting in late in the round when they don't really have utility to plant the bomb safely, and then there's no time for them to actually get out of the bomb site either into something more comfortable. paiN's doing a really, really good job of, even when they're losing that site, being there so fast that the retake is underway pretty much immediately.
I mean, famously, one of the worst results for FaZe's history was the IEM Rio Major in 2022, where they lost to BNE back and went out last in their stage of the major, right? And so that was a huge disaster for FaZe, and it could be another early exit in Rio de Janeiro 2 years on.
Yeah, maybe not biggest fans of the city that we have out there.
Yeah, I'm really not going too well for them at the moment.
This might be an event down the road. They're just like, let's not go.
Maybe we should change the calendar a little bit.
One round lead. Plant's going to help massively for FaZe. They've got money on a few players, but they're deciding to go down into a Tech 9 buy. Deagle, utility. Get some production and start chipping away at the CT side economy. That has yet to really balloon into anything uncontrollable, but paiN's going to be content with rattling off 4 in a row and taking the lead.
Their best placing in Rio is 9th to 12th, and Rain taking off the top of the box outside. Rob's making quick work of Lux with that Tech 9 close quarter. Brokey now sprinting, not alone. He's got Frozen with him, and they're going to get down secret.
Yeah, and they have a chance to connect the 2 prongs of this attack. Kawez up against the wall. Oh, wrong moment to slide in. Wrong moment to try and make the run. And FaZe might have just pulled one out with weaker weapons. There's no avenue to get downstairs.
Oh, the risk. The risk. It's paid off. NQZ just walks to the smoke as Robs turns his back.
But does this pull him in? Does this pull him into the retake?
Is that the moment that makes them think they can go for this? Is that the opportunity that presents?
Dude, they better. They've got 2 smokes. They've got a Molotov. They've got 3 players with kits. This is a very, very doable round.
Oh, they're getting in position now. Snow crossing over, Frozen not spotting him. Snow can get closer. Carrigan's only got a Tech 9 out to the right side. Here comes the peak. Brokey's won that first fight. Carrigan gets clear. Now Snow can help. And it's all on Frozen. Stuck at Decon. Utility goes down, but the time, it is limited. They're going to get to the defuse. Has he got enough of time? It's so close, but he's just about got it. What a round from paiN. NQZ walks through the smoke. Robs turns his back, and that is the moment that gets them right back into it.
And I can imagine exactly what Robs is saying. Is like, why is this idiot pushing the smoke? Why is he coming through this? That's something that should never happen. What a risk to have pay off as well. Just the perfect timing. And a Snow clutch again.
As close as you can get it.
This is going to start getting really frustrating for FaZe. You've gotten into that lower side a number of times. You're just not able to hold out. Oh, what a flick. Just saw the top of his head. And paiN's starting to build some momentum here in this map.
Yeah, they're going to start feeling some fire in them as well. Facing elimination, backs against the ropes, but they are ahead against FaZe. Not allowing them anything.
And it's very chill after that single kill on Rain. Rop's lurking lobby. Frozen, Kerrigan, and Brokey were hoping and praying for a repeat that was never going to come. Deep utility. NQZ's forced to back off and play around his own smoke at the stairs.
5 rounds in a row from paiN. FaZe look to try and break the streak, and if they...
I think they have to... Do they have to save? I don't know what you do here. You've got 4 flashbangs and a Molotov. Then you have gained no ground outside. You haven't even challenged towards ramp room.
Well, they're going to join Rops, and it does look like they're setting up for what is going to be an A attempt. But will they be able to get past NQZ? Well, that is answered immediately. Rops is here to play, and that is sick from Rops.
Oh,
Frozen's with him, and just like that, FaZe back into the round.
Well, not yet. Hold the phone, because there's players ready to go for this. If Kawez can get a kill that activates Big Uzera, it's everything. He's going to come out squeaky door, which means both defenders will be coming from this same position.
Oh, they've only got one piece of utility. I was wondering how they're going to clear Frozen out, but he just walks into the open. Kawez takes his chance. Rops on the rotate around the backside, but Kawez turns.
No way.
And Rops can't get it. Brokey's left on 2 HP. And this defuse is happening around the corner. Brokey goes into the open. Kawez downs him, and that defuse comes in. FaZe can't catch a break. 6 rounds in a row from paiN.
3 kills on Kawez in the retake. A 2v3, he gets all of them. 4 defuses, 4 bomb site retakes that lead into round wins in the 6-round streak that paiN's on. All 4 of them end up with just 2 players from paiN surviving. FaZe is getting so close, but uncharacteristically do not have the finishing touch.
It means they keep getting bomb plants at least, right? So they're getting these buys, they're getting these AKs out.
And it means the money's so low for paiN. Like, one of these wins goes in the favor of FaZe, and you can catapult yourselves right back into this.
And you force them down to a half-buy scenario at least.
Such is the luxury of winning the T-Sign pistol on Nuke as well, that this half is not lost yet. FaZe only need to win 1, maybe a second gun round would be ideal, obviously. But that 3 rounds you got from the pistol and the 2 ensuing...
Going to prove paramount.
Yeah, have kept you right there despite the fact that you've lost 6 in a row.
Outside wall erected.
No one has to budge though from the paiN side of things. Snow's already downstairs. He's playing secret out of the gate.
Rain will challenge him. Not much of a challenge because Snow is just jump spotting.
Just there for information and to maintain that position, control of the single door if they do eventually come down here. Doesn't need to commit to any fights, just needs to back away and let them come to him if that's what they want.
The open, Frozen will walk. Nice shot as Kawez goes down. Big Uzera and Snow, they're falling as well, and it is clean from FaZe. This is a round that will not come close.
Damn, challenge is very well coordinated by FaZe. Snow gets forced back into the bomb site. He's calling out that he needs help. They're aggressing on his position. Kawez makes a play to drop down to go help him. And just as he's sliding into ramp room, the 2 players peek through the smoke. That's a knockout punch from FaZe, and that was very, very clean. Now on 4, and important to see what the money is for paiN. FaZe just kept them so low throughout this entire half, and look at the result. You win 6 rounds straight, and you just can't invest here. Can't even invest anything into an upgraded pistol, into utility, just because the losing bonus isn't there.
And now FaZe are going to make a pretty good T-side out of this. You know, 5 rounds on the board. Very comfortable position to find yourself in. You could even get 6-6 at the half. And considering the huge streak that paiN went on, that's got to feel rather disappointing if the Brazilians finish on that.
Or exciting, if you look at it from the FaZe perspective.
Yeah, true.
You know?
There you go. Now I'm being pessimistic,
Yeah, now you're the
Jason.
pessimist.
Yeah, you're right.
That glass is half full,
We're keeping
baby.
each other in check today.
We have to.
You can refill the glass.
You can?
Or I can get a sippy cup. When's the last time you drank from a sippy cup?
Well, I have a child, so
Recently?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I might get one. This is starting to get a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, this is just paiN doing everything they can. They would love to grab an AK. They'd love to grab an AWP, obviously, if they were able to have that.
There we go. Okay, P2000, not quite in the center, but more towards the center.
Yeah, than the Deagle, right?
Than the Deagle.
Now, is it a Deagle
But maybe
or
it's
a few
because
miles
it's
then?
the recoil of the Deagle, right? Because you gotta have it more against your shoulder, maybe, Jason. You know, to deal with the blast back of the Desert Eagle. That would be the theory there.
When we were doing E-League back in the day, we went to a shooting range. A bunch of us with the talent. Anders was there.
Oh yeah, you get to fire a Deagle.
The first thing the guy said, he's like, "If you ever want to shoot something through an engine block, here's a Desert Eagle." And Anders was just like, "Great, I'm Danish."
Yeah.
It's like he's like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." It's like, "All right, cool." Well,
all right. Danish people can also fire Desert Eagles, not in their own country though.
No,
no. All right, last round of this half coming up. FaZe Clan looking to tie the scoreline 6-6, and for paiN Gaming, I mean, you've gone and got yourself 6 rounds in a row. You might as well just get one extra, right? Get a nice little 7-5 scoreline.
Piece of cake. And on a positive note, you know, with how good this half has gone for you, with how dominant you were in the retakes, it'd be great to have something positive to finish on.
You've earned it.
You really have. Go out there and get it, paiN.
And here comes the execute. FaZe break open the first. It's Lux going down, and Carrigan's had enough. He wants a tied scoreline. And Snow, little kiss of death inside of the smoke with Rups. And Carrigan's low, but his teammate's still fragging. And Carrigan forced into the open, taken down by Snow, who works in tandem with Fire. It's now a 3 versus 2. Brokey with the backstab, Rain with a final shot, and a scoreline that is all tied up in this elimination game of the Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2024.
Open door now. Yeah. Open doors.
Down vents. Down
Side.
vents.
Bomb.
Down vents dead. Side.
Get him on. Ahead. This is dead.
Okay. Let's go up.
Playing for long.
Where was he? Let's go up. No. He was outside before.
Okay. Nice. What up?
Sure. You want to swing here?
Nice.
Elimination awaits for one of these sides, and it is closer than ever. 6-6 scoreline between FaZe Clan and paiN Gaming. Both teams with a lot of work to do, and yet to be seen who will be going home empty-handed here in Rio. For both teams, there's reasons as to why it would be heartbreaking. We've set them up multiple times, Jason, but now it's all about the Counter-Strike here in this second half, and Snow is starting it by charging out the door and straight into the top side. Carrigan with the first headshot off the pistol, but he's brought down by NQZ, setting up Frozen instead, who gets cleared out, and it's an absolute bloodbath inside of the A bomb site, but it's looking like paiN are going to fall down to the pistols of Brokey, and FaZe will come out on top of the first.
Carrigan lets out a battle cry. Extended battle cry as well. Nice pistol round from FaZe. That's Carrigan as well, just fighting to his death. He knows he's got a teammate coming up to take his position, and the fast play towards the upper bomb site gets stopped, mostly by Carrigan. This shot right here, that's the most dangerous player. That first one is if he's able to swing wide and get along that wall and pressure the bomb site, it's so hard to deal with. And eventually FaZe just overwhelmed them. And as much as paiN enjoyed winning, yeah, exactly, he held that.
We get to hear it again.
Sounds different from Frozen's POV.
It's impressive. Great lung capacity.
Now, remember, map 2, Mirage, FaZe's pick that paiN won, they won both pistol rounds on that. And how important was that in a match that goes into overtime? Now you have FaZe in the third and deciding map winning both pistols. And Brokey just pushing up and getting in your face.
He's like, we're just going to hang out here. Nope, Brokey's. He's found you already. He's found your hiding spot. And, well, thought Ray was going to get another one. That.
I was like, give it to Brokey. That's the offer. Oh.
No, not allowed. A little smirk, a little side smile from Rain. But let's go. This is where the going gets tough. You know, we get the A case out for paiN Gaming.
And when the going gets tough, Dinko, the tough gets going.
That's what they say. Not confusing whatsoever.
It's Billy Ocean. What a legend. 3 MP9s for the FaZe defense. So if you're paiN, very cognizant of the fact that the SMGs are on the board and that you might have look for some aggressive plays, look for some aggressive angles from those SMGs, but otherwise you're thinking, we have some superiority if we can get into the right fights.
Three MP9s. Little Velociraptor is ready to ravage paiN.
Oh, what a shot from Biggie Zera.
Yeah, that is nice. From the in-game leader of paiN, Kawes, to fall at the hand of Rops, who is just making sure that garage is clear.
It's a pretty risky move for Rops outside.
Yeah, you expose yourself to quite a bit, but here's Carrigan. Side of Hut. Oh god, can't really do much about that, can you? Snow gonna taken out by Frozen at least, but there's no follow-up from Frozen. He's down to Lux in return and effective trading from paiN, but this is so rough for Brokey. The fact that Bigger Zera tracks him into the vent and catches him just as he hops up on the ladder. That leaves Rops now in a 1v3 that he can't win, so he'll back away.
I can't help but feel like Biggie Zera was the one Rops was looking for with that move in towards Big Garage, right? You're looking for that secret player to fall back and lurk towards Mini as well, and it just turns up that it's so much wasted time where Rops is out of position and in no way able to help the FaZe defense of that upper bomb site. So paiN do eventually find a way at the end, taking on Carrigan and Hut, Frozen over at Squeak Door, exposing those MP9s. Not an easy situation for Frozen to deliver multiple kills in. And the gap slides back to just 1.
Terrorists win.
You'd want to battle, a brutal battle right to the end from both sides. You don't want to see anybody just pull away with it and close it at this stage of the tournament.
That first gun run, though, that's a nice sign if you're rooting for paiN to outlast FaZe in this series. It's good to see Biggie Zera sliding out and just finding that opening duel against Rain, who's such a specialist on this map in this position for years. Seeing Biggie Zera go toe-to-toe to him in the first engagement, first gun round, bodes very well. And if he can continue to have success outside, that is one of the main win conditions of this paiN offense on Nuke.
bigazera's lost a lot of his health though, but he's made it down secret, and he's got Cowers with him.
Keep your eyes on the utility for FaZe. Running very, very low, and if this goes into a retake scenario, not having that utility could be critical. Also, only one kit. That's on the hands of Rain.
bigazera edges his way, makes some fake steps towards the decon door, and then climbs back into the vent.
They're just going to go back up. Yeah, there's no attempt to split through ramp room, which is what FaZe is thinking at this point.
Well, climb up the vent could be very effective here for bigazera, as the utility Rain's aim from his teammates is put in place. Karrigan's got the first, but Snow to trade it, and Rain off the top of the hut has not been checked yet, hasn't given away his position, and now strikes. The bomb is in hut and never came out, but the tip of the barrel now spotted. Rain knows there's a player in there, and he spots out the vent player, gets the dink off, and Robs comes out, just gets away before he gets spotted out from hut and taken out. He now goes into the open, and Cowers is ready for that repeat, putting it all on Frozen, who is coming in from heaven, but that flash has just about missed. And Frozen has got the opportunity to take NQZ out of play. He'll descend down into the bomb site. Now remember, there's no kid on the back of Frozen, and there's no chance because Cowers just domes him given the opportunity.
And that's a player that Rain would have called out dinked from the vent. Oh man, that's a hard one to swallow if you're FaZe. That's the money gone. What a round from paiN. Turning that into an upper hit, and Snow creeps out. Rain could never find him. The fact that Snow gets that second kill right at the end is so massive.
Another huge round for paiN, and this one shatters the money for FaZe. There's a hero M4, and it's in the hands of Rain, and he's boosted up on the back of Credit. He's going to go for a peek, and he uses it very well. bigazera to go down first.
Yeah, really good kill. And he's going to keep up the aggression as well. Wants to look around the edge of this first smoke. Lux, will he expect it? Second one's coming in. Rain has a timing to step in front, but from up above, NQZ picks him off, and that's the only rifle that FaZe had. Hit in the dirt.
And now their chances pretty much shrink to 0 without that M4.
Yeah, it feels that way. There is this stack towards ramp room, so I hold the phone. They got 3 players here. If you can get a beneficial, like really quick first kill, that 5-7 on Rops can swing out a little bit wide.
Yeah.
This could get weird.
This is the best chance.
You need Brokey to get some damage.
Well, the Molotov is good. That stops Frozen from being able to come back and help. But yeah, let's see what Brokey can do. Needs to pull distraction and get some damage. He does get a dink off, but it's all about Frozen and Rops now together. Frozen's going to peek and try and act as that second player, and then hope that they forget that Rops is here, or don't even think about the possibility that he is. So that's worked out so well, and they've got the bomb in their possession now. Lux and NQZ have to pull this back, and they're going to spot it. Rops just checks down lower, and this is a classic FaZe BS round. And they have pistols in the ramp room, and they just unravel a paiN gun round.
I feel like paiN gave a lot of respect over to those pistols. Brokey tucked into the corner. Now they know NQZ. He's got to commit if he wants the bomb, and Frozen's got him. And out of nothing, FaZe steal a round away.
Can't afford to drop those on the road to success if you're paiN Gaming.
And the hard thing is, as much as you try and shove something like that to the back of your mind, if you're paiN, like that's what you're thinking right now. You're like, that's a round that we just can't lose. Yeah. Like we just tied things up at 8.
Especially
we just took
because
control of the money.
Been here so many times, right? The storyline we always talk about paiN is, you know, you come close, you nearly beat these top sides, but there's always those little rounds that you miss, so those details that go against you, and they're gonna know from experience that that is one of those rounds. And the worst part is they don't even have a goodbye to like just come back in and try and reset off of it. You have to take a hit. You have to go to the eco.
Nice nade, nice second kill from Rops, and he's so well protected by that smoke. AK has been recovered. Oh, he's doing so much damage through this. Eventually goes down, but it's fine. You got Brokey here ready to step up and into his position. Cleans up 2. Lux coming in late. Oh, okay. Now let's go. Oh, he's only got 11 HP.
Yeah, if he had a little bit more health.
That sucks.
But he has got them separated in 1v1 fights because Frozen's gone down B. But
yeah,
Kerrigan's angle.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have the HP to swing into this angle whatsoever. He's hoping for the mistake of someone creeping out a little bit wide and trying to close the gap, and Kerrigan's just ready and waiting for him to fall back.
Yeah, it's just not going to work out for him. Kerrigan has every chance just to land a bullet. And FaZe will take their opportunity off the back of the pistol round that they won previously to win the follow-up. And now 10-8 is the scoreline. FaZe Clan getting closer and closer to eliminating paiN here in IEM Rio.
Sweet shot from Lux, though. It's this trade, but this one's a banger.
Would you believe me if I told you this is the first time out paiN have used?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, they spent that, remember, they spent that whole first half running away with it, right? 6 rounds in a row.
That's true.
It was 6-3 at one point.
Really proves how important good starts in the halves are, especially in MR12, doesn't it? The fact that, you know, you can have a pretty poor half, you know, not amazing, but average from FaZe. But have the first 3 rounds picked up, and then it ends up being very good.
Also shows you how important the pistol round is with MR12, to have that little bit of a cushion, to be able to only need, you know, a couple rounds at the end of the day.
It's true.
Let's see if paiN can bounce back. It's got to be a very, very tough situation, losing that eco a couple rounds back.
Yeah, having to go to a Tech 9 under Aubrey here. Feels like this is the moment that if they drop the ball, it does feel like FaZe can pull away.
Well, set piece towards the upper bomb site. And now this can all be thrown into disarray by this push from Brokey. Not only that, but Rops is going to slide in a little bit late. And with the cover of the op, he could have 2 free kills.
This feels like it's just going to be beautiful. Rops goes in first. The P comes in on the second. Rops has just unraveled their round before it even started. It is disastrous for paiN Gaming here. Finally dealing with Rops. But he's already put them in the bin. And
that's all the utility they just dumped into that execute is like, you can't do anything with it. Frozen hears the sound cues of Big Uzera dropping down, so he's calling out ones outside. Big Uzera is just going to sneak away. See if he can freeze Rain outside, keeping his eyes peeled long enough to make any hit elsewhere effective. Over to ramp room we go. And Brokey's got an op. 1 shot, drop down to the lower bomb site.
Or move in. Flash is coming up as well. Brokey's going to go to the left side of the smoke. It is more of a risky position as the AWPer because now you don't have that fallback plan, and you have given them just the space to work with.
Yeah, but would you expect an AWPer here? Would you expect them to be able to wrap around you so quickly with all this noise? No one else has descended downstairs just yet. FaZe letting them commit themselves to the bomb site. Now they're close.
Okay, Brokey goes for the no-scope. Kerrigan's with him, and Snow left alone. Stopped by Brokey. Great work, gets him behind the smoke, and appears behind them at the inopportune moment for paiN.
I love the decision by Brokey to try and push around the edge of that smoke. I think it's very cool and very fitting for Brokey and his playstyle. And I love even more the decision when that flashbang comes in and he realized he never found the edge of the smoke to just back away and not try and force the play.
And I also love the decision to just go to no-scope. That's also fits Brokey's play.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. FaZe just gave paiN everything they wanted in that round in that 4-on-3. And then ripped it all away from him at the end. Second timeout from paiN. They have not won a round since losing to Pistols at 8-8.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up that streak that we had in the first half from paiN. That was 6 rounds collected in the first half. They only have 8 rounds at the moment. So the tides have completely shifted in favor of FaZe Clan. And it looks to be a tidal wave over paiN Gaming to knock them out.
Plenty of Tech 9s and a P250. Actually, that's a Glock. Excuse me, an NQZ. Fast towards the upper bomb site. Right out squeak door we go. Frozen gonna challenge for it. And Kawaz can't even take his second step. There's Kerrigan from up top.
All right, well, that was quick.
The FaZe now have 4 rounds to close out this series.
I mean, if you look at paiN's run today, it's a tough one, right? You're playing at a very stacked tournament. You got pretty much all of the best of the teams in the world in attendance. You play Mouse in the opener, right? And then you have FaZe. So, 2 pretty tough games for paiN. But there aren't many easy ones.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing, especially in terms of seeding. Like, you know, name another team that realistically they could have played that I think would have been better. Still on the verge of this team who can be dangerous in best of threes in terms of taking a map off you, but really unable to go super deep into the map pool to close them out against the best teams in the world. And now Broky's got some swagger to him.
Ooh, they know there's a player pinned in behind the walls. Peek from Silo being watched. Broky now has eyes on it. He decides to get back into the garage. Grenade goes far and takes some damage off NQZ and Kawes.
Here's another of those 1-4s that paiN likes to bust out with Big Uzera on the lurk. Rops spots a shoulder before the peak. 1 by 1, we come right at Rops. NQZ trades. So avenue to the lower bomb site is open, but Frozen's already dropped down, and there's the lurk caught out.
Frozen ready for the final attack of 3 players for paiN as they look to battle for their tournament life here in Brazil. NQZ has got himself a headshot on Frozen. 2v3, bomb plant being locked in for NQZ. But the player that has to do the most is the youngest. It's Snow. He'll peek into the open. He's got the health to work with, and now he's got Broky. But no longer does he have that health, but he's got a chance against Carrigan in the 1v1, but he can't stop him. Carrigan will knock out paiN Gaming in Rio de Janeiro. The Brazilians' hearts will break. But for FaZe, their dreams of redemption in Rio at least live on, Jason.
Yeah, for the moment, they can see how far they can go into this one. Up and down day, but I think as you'd hear from FaZe plenty of times, is all that matters is making it to the next one and see what happens from there. For paiN, yeah, this third map is going to sting. That eco loss at 8-8, never able to bounce back from it, that's going to be really painful. But I think if you want to take some positives away from paiN, think of the opening map of this series, Dust 2, Snow, 2 kills on it, or, you know, in the first half, 1 nice clutch, that was about it. Mirage Nuke, he was a force. Yeah. You saw a lot of potential out of your young rising star.
We definitely did see that, Jason, but unfortunately for the side of paiN Gaming, this is the end of the road. Rather, as quick as they got here, they are on their way out as one of our first teams eliminated. At the hands of moments in here where it really looked like it